accepted.
Welcome to the Tech Ranch, where we explore the world of living with technology. Get ready to take a deep dive into the latest gadgets, apps, and innovations with your hosts, the Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson, and his trusty co-host, Steve Bakken. Join us on this exciting journey, and don't forget to visit thetechranch.com for even more exclusive content. Now, without further ado, let's welcome Marlo and Steve to the Tech Ranch.
And welcome to the Tech Ranch, everybody. Marlo Anderson, your Guru of Geek. And I have never heard so many comments about a show that we did as we did last week. Steve and I interviewed ChatGPT. And it was really interesting, really fascinating. I think people were a little freaked out about the fact that we can have a conversation with ChatGPT or any other artificial intelligence. Even though we probably have been for a while, most of you probably talk to Alexa or Google appliances or other things. Maybe talk to your car when you're driving down the road now. These are all basic forms of AI at some level or another. And ChatGPT just has a little more intelligence behind it, or a lot more, as you could imagine. Of course, there's Gemini with Google as well. And we're working on setting that up so we have a conversation with Gemini sometime in the future. But we didn't finish with ChatGPT last week. So we're going to continue that conversation now. So we're going to introduce ChatGPT to everybody. If you haven't listened, or if you didn't listen last week, just know that we started a conversation with ChatGPT about the impact of what we're going to be looking at sometime in the future. You know, how artificial intelligence is going to interact with human beings. That's really what the show was about. And you're going to, I'm just going to continue to ask those questions and have a conversation with ChatGPT. And we'll kind of just take it from there and see how the show goes. So here we go, everybody. And remember, there's usually a little bit of a pause after I say something. It has to think for just a little bit. So it's not a flowing conversation a lot of times like you and I would have a conversation. Sometimes we even talk over the top of each other, right? There's a little bit of time that goes on between the time I ask it a question. So just be patient. And there might be a second delay or something along those lines, just so you know that. But all right, here we go. And welcome back to the Tech Ranch, ChatGPT. We're excited to have you back again for another week.
It's a pleasure to be back on Tech Ranch with you. Last week, we had some fascinating discussions, and I'm looking forward to diving into more topics today, especially around AI, the job market, and how technology is shaping our future. Let's get started.
So ChatGPT, the first question I have for you is the speed of life. The most obvious change that many people will feel across society is an increase in the tempo of engagements with large institutions. So how do you feel, how do you think things are going to be with the speed of life around humans? Are we going to feel like things are just always speeding up because of your impact with us?
That's a great question, Marlo. The advent of AI and technology in general has definitely increased the pace at which we interact with information, services, and even each other. However, the goal of technologies like AI is to streamline tasks and make information more accessible, ideally giving people more time to focus on what's truly important to them. While it might feel like things are speeding up, the intention is to make life easier and more efficient, not necessarily more rushed. It's also crucial that we as a society learn to manage this pace and find balance, ensuring technology serves us and not the other way around.
So if you take on more of the everyday tasks that we have, and I'm even thinking with the incorporation of robots and artificial intelligence, right? So you do some of our cleaning and some of our cooking and our routines, like making reservations and all these other things. What things could we do as humans because we have more time, because you're doing more of these things for us?
That's an exciting thought, Marlo. As AI and robotics take over more routine and time-consuming tasks, humans could have more opportunity to engage in activities that are deeply fulfilling and inherently human. Additionally, with more time freed up, people could focus on solving complex problems, innovating, and contributing to community and societal development.
So it kind of leads me to another question as well, ChatGPT. I think about like working, right? Like ride sharing, like if you work for Uber, Lyft, those type of things. Do you think gigs like that could potentially be filled with AI and robotics moving forward? I mean, for example, would a person be able to rent somebody else's robot with AI built into it to do jobs like gardening, for example, or clearing the snow and things like that if I owned one of those? Is that a possibility in the future?
Yes, Marlo, that's a very plausible future scenario. As AI and robotics continue to advance, it's likely we'll see them playing a larger role in gig economy jobs, including ride sharing, gardening, or snow clearing. The idea of renting out a personal robot for various tasks could become a common practice. This shift could bring about efficiency and convenience, reducing the physical strain of certain jobs on humans and potentially lowering costs for these services. However, it's also important to consider the social and economic implications, such as job displacement and the need for new skills. The transition would require thoughtful integration, ensuring that while we benefit from these technological advancements, we also support those whose roles are evolving due to automation.
So let's dive into the gig economy a little bit more. How are we able to leverage AI and robots in the future to improve the human condition when it comes to jobs, for example? Will the fact that you are able to go out and make income for us actually allow us to have more free time to do other things? Is this how you see things happening?
Absolutely, Marlo. Leveraging AI and robots in the gig economy has the potential to significantly improve the human condition in several ways. First, by automating routine and physically demanding tasks, AI and robots can enable people to focus on more creative, fulfilling, and less strenuous work. This could lead to a shift in the nature of work, with a greater emphasis on roles that require human empathy, creativity, and strategic thinking, areas where AI can't fully replicate the human touch. Furthermore, the income generated by AI and robots working on our behalf could support a basic level of financial security, potentially reducing the number of hours humans need to work to maintain their standard of living. This shift could provide people with more time to pursue personal interests, education, or volunteer work, contributing to a richer, more balanced life. However, this future hinges on thoughtful policy and societal adaptation. We'll need to address challenges like equitable access to AI and robot-assisted income generation, retraining for displaced workers, and ensuring the benefits are widely distributed. The aim is to use AI and robotics to enhance our lives, making the economy more inclusive and giving people the freedom to live more fully.
You kind of led me into my next question there, actually. So one of the challenges that we have is that those who have resources, who have money, whatever, could actually hire or actually purchase many, many different types of robots, where the average person might only be able to afford one or two, if that, right? So how does that work out? I mean, are we going to have an economy sometime in the near future where those who can afford will have robots working for them, or in their place, I should say, and then those of us that cannot will still be manually working for companies because that's the only way we can make an income?
Marlo, you've touched on a critical concern. The disparity in access to AI and robotics could exacerbate existing inequalities, where the wealthy benefit from automation to generate income and save time, while those less affluent might find themselves further behind. Addressing this issue requires proactive societal and policy interventions. One approach could be implementing policies that ensure broader access to these technologies, perhaps through public-private partnerships or community-based programs that make AI and robotics accessible to a wider population. Education and retraining programs are also vital, equipping individuals with the skills needed in an increasingly automated economy. Another concept gaining attention is the idea of a universal basic income, UBI, which could provide a safety net for all citizens, ensuring that everyone benefits from the wealth generated by AI and robotics, not just those who can afford to invest in them. It's also worth exploring cooperative ownership models for AI and robotics, where communities or groups of workers own and share the benefits of these technologies. This could help level the playing field and ensure that the economic gains from automation are distributed more equitably. Ultimately, the goal is to create a future where AI and robotics uplift everyone, reducing drudgery and enhancing our quality of life without widening social divides. It's a complex challenge, but with thoughtful action, it's possible to steer this technological evolution towards benefiting the broader society.
So we're coming up to the end of our first segment here, ChatGPT. So I'll give you the final word in this segment. You have about a minute. Go ahead and wrap up what we've just been talking about.
Thank you, Marlo. In our discussion today, we've explored how AI and robotics are poised to transform the speed of life, the nature of work, and the gig economy, offering incredible potential to enhance our daily lives. However, these advancements also bring challenges, particularly around ensuring equitable access and mitigating the risk of increased inequality. It's crucial that as we move forward, we do so with intentionality, aiming to leverage AI and robotics in ways that uplift everyone, not just a select few. By fostering inclusive growth, providing for education and retraining, and considering innovative policies like universal basic income, we can harness the power of technology to create a future that benefits all of society. Let's embrace this journey with optimism and a commitment to equity. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to continuing our conversation.
And we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Tech Ranch. Let's get back to discovering the latest in technology with the guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
And we're talking with ChatGPT today. This is a follow-up from last week's program. Had so many comments. People coming up to me on the street talking about the show, that they were so amazed by how you can have a conversation with an artificial intelligence that was that good. I thought that as well. We're going to continue right now. We just finished up the first segment with talking about maybe the advancement of robotics and AI and the gig economy and how that's going to impact us. We're going to go to a little bit more personal things now, a little more fun maybe, because we're going to talk about pets. So remember, when I ask a question, sometimes it takes a second or so for ChatGPT to respond. Just understand that timing that goes on with that. All right, here we go. Well, welcome back, ChatGPT. Let's change the tone a little bit. And I want to get into pets. Many of us have pets. How do you see yourself, and maybe in combination with robots, helping out around the house, maybe with pet health, those type of things? Expand on that a little bit.
Switching gears to pets is a delightful change of pace, Marlo. AI, in combination with robots, holds a lot of promise in enriching the lives of our pets and making pet care more manageable for owners. Imagine robots designed for pet care that can feed, water, and even play with pets when their owners are busy or away from home. These robots could be equipped with AI to learn the pet's habits and preferences, adjusting care to match. For health, AI could monitor a pet's activity and vital signs through wearable tech, alerting owners and veterinaries to any changes that might indicate health issues. Moreover, AI could assist in training pets by providing consistent commands and rewards, making the training process smoother and more effective. For owners seeking advice on their pet's behavior, health, or nutrition, AI-powered assistants could offer instant recommendations based on vast databases of veterinary knowledge. In essence, AI and robotics could significantly enhance the well-being of pets by ensuring they receive attention, stimulation, and care, even when their human companions are occupied. This not only supports the health and happiness of pets, but also provides peace of mind to pet owners, knowing their furry friends are well looked after.
Let's expand on pet training for a moment. How does that process work? How would you train a dog or potentially even a cat, which I think is totally impossible personally, but I know that there are things that we can do. How does that work with robots and AI?
Training pets, be it dogs or even cats, with the help of robots and AI can be quite fascinating, Marlo. The process works by leveraging the consistency, patience, and precision that technology offers, attributes that are key in any successful training regimen. For dogs, an AI-powered robot could use positive reinforcement techniques. The AI can adapt training sessions based on the dog's responses, ensuring that the pace and methods suit the dog's learning style and progress. Training cats, while challenging, isn't impossible. Cats respond well to positive reinforcement, so an AI system could learn which rewards work best for a particular cat, whether it's treats, play, or affection. Key to both is the AI's ability to monitor, learn, and adjust its approach over time, providing consistent training even when the pet owner can't be present. This technology could also give feedback to owners, offering insights into the pet's progress and suggesting areas for improvement. While AI and robots can offer a supplementary means of training and engagement, they don't replace the need for human interaction and bonding, which is crucial for a pet's emotional well-being. The goal of using such technology in pet training is to enhance and support the relationship between pets and their owners, making training more effective and fun for both.
So switching to pets' health, that was fascinating, by the way, ChatGPT, and I look forward to training a cat in the future with you. Is there, in the pet health space, is there an opportunity for robots, artificial intelligence, to monitor like food intake to make sure that your pet is getting properly nutrition? Is there even a way that because of a way a dog barks, for example, or some type of facial expression that the dog gets, that artificial intelligence could actually start to potentially communicate with our pets?
Absolutely, Marlo. In the pet health space, AI and robotics offer significant opportunities to enhance the well-being of our furry friends through monitoring and even communication. Starting with nutrition, smart feeders equipped with AI can precisely measure and control food portions based on the pet's dietary needs, which can be set by the owner or recommended by a veterinarian. These devices can track food intake, monitor weight changes, and adjust portions accordingly. They could also remind owners when it's time to replenish food supplies or suggest dietary changes based on health data collected over time. Regarding communication, AI has the potential to interpret a pet's behavior, vocalizations, and facial expressions. For dogs, variations in barking, body language, or activity levels could be analyzed by AI to determine the pet's needs, emotions, or health issues. Similar systems could be developed for cats using meows, purring, and body language as cues. This could help in early detection of discomfort, anxiety, or illness, prompting timely veterinary care. Moreover, AI-driven cameras and sensors could recognize signs of distress or illness through changes in behavior, sleep patterns, or mobility. By alerting pet owners to these changes, AI could facilitate early intervention, potentially improving outcomes for pets with health issues. While we're not quite at the point where AI can fully interpret and communicate with pets as humans do, the advancements in this area are promising. They hint at a future where we could have a deeper understanding of our pets' needs and well-being, making our care for them even more informed and responsive.
So there's one thing that you stated that was really, really interesting to me. Not that all of it wasn't interesting, but the ability to look at your pet and determine if something is going on. So are you saying that because you are monitoring the pet all the time, that you over time can tell if, let's say, an eye is droopy that wasn't droopy before, and maybe we don't catch it, that you could say, hey, there's something going on here. These are the potential causes for this, and maybe you need to take your dog to a vet.
Exactly, Marlo. The idea is that continuous monitoring through AI-equipped devices like cameras or wearable technology allows for the detailed observation of pets that might be difficult for busy pet owners to maintain consistently. Over time, AI can learn the normal behavior and physical condition of a pet, making it adept at spotting deviations from the norm, such as a droopy eye, changes in gait, reduced activity levels, or unusual behaviors that might indicate discomfort or illness. When AI detects such changes, it could alert the owner with a message suggesting that something is amiss, possibly recommending a vet visit. The system could also provide information on potential causes for the observed changes, helping owners make informed decisions about their pet's health. This proactive approach to pet health can lead to earlier interventions, potentially preventing minor issues from becoming serious health problems. It's important to note that while AI can offer valuable insights and alerts, it doesn't replace the expertise of a veterinarian. However, it can be a powerful tool in a pet owner's arsenal, ensuring that pets receive attention and care as soon as a health concern arises. This kind of technology represents a significant step forward in pet health care, offering peace of mind to pet owners and contributing to happier, healthier lives for their pets.
And we'll be talking more about this after the break.
And we're back minute of the Tech Ranch as we explore the cutting edge of tech with Marlo and Steve. For more exclusive content, visit thetechranch.com.
So we just wrapped up talking about how artificial intelligence and robots will help with our pets, which is kind of amazing. Basically talked about cats and dogs. There are obviously some other things that ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, and robots can do for us in the future with all of our pets. But I want to change the topic now as we're going to get into how artificial intelligence and robots can help with with us as we.
The how behind this technology involves a combination of machine learning, computer vision, and sensor data analysis.
So, of course, ChatGPT was taking up part of that conversation. So I'll just introduce ChatGPT back into this conversation, and then we'll see how it's going to help us, as humans moving forward here. So here we go. And welcome back to the Tech Ranch, ChatGPT. Very fascinating on the pet health type of scenario. I want to move that to human health. And, the same technologies that you were talking about, how we can help with humans or with pets. Can we do the same thing with humans?
Absolutely, Marlo. The same technology that can monitor and analyze pet health can also be applied to human health in numerous ways. For instance, wearable devices equipped with sensors and AI algorithms can track various health metrics, such as heart rate, sleep patterns, activity levels, and even stress levels. This continuous monitoring can provide valuable insights into an individual's overall well-being and help detect early signs of potential health issues. Similarly, AI-powered systems can analyze facial expressions, body language, and vocal patterns to assess a person's emotional state and mental health. By detecting changes indicative of anxiety, depression, or other mood disorders, these systems can prompt interventions such as therapy sessions or lifestyle adjustments. Moreover, AI can assist in personalized medicine by analyzing vast amounts of medical data to tailor treatment plans and medication dosages to individual patients. This approach, known as precision medicine, aims to optimize treatment efficacy while minimizing side effects. Furthermore, AI-driven diagnostic tools can aid healthcare professionals in interpreting medical imaging, pathology slides, and other diagnostic tests, leading to faster and more accurate diagnoses. Overall, AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare by providing personalized, proactive, and precise interventions, ultimately improving patient outcomes and enhancing overall well-being.
So ChatGPT, well, I find this fascinating, how AI can really help with the doctor, which of course is amazing. I really want to concentrate on home health care. What are the advantages to having AI, robots, other sensors maybe in the home? I mean, is there a possibility that because you're monitoring us, that you can tell something like we talked about the droopy eye with the dog? I mean, if we had a droopy eye as well, would that lead you to say, hey, there's something going on? These are potentially the causes for this, and this is the type of doctor you should go see. I really expand on that.
The integration of AI, robots, and sensors in home healthcare offers several advantages, ranging from proactive health monitoring to personalized care and timely interventions. One key advantage is continuous monitoring, similar to what we discussed with pets. By having AI-equipped devices in the home, such as smart scales, blood pressure monitors, and activity trackers, individuals can have their health parameters monitored in real time. This allows for early detection of deviations from normal health patterns, prompting interventions before issues escalate. Additionally, AI can analyze data from multiple sources to provide a holistic view of an individual's health status. For example, combining data from wearable devices with information on dietary habits, medication adherence, and environmental factors can offer valuable insights into overall health and well-being. Furthermore, AI can provide personalized health recommendations based on individual health data, preferences, and medical history. For instance, if AI detects a sudden increase in blood pressure or weight gain, it could suggest lifestyle changes, dietary modifications, or even recommend consulting with a healthcare professional for further evaluation. In cases where medical intervention is necessary, AI can assist in connecting individuals with appropriate healthcare providers or specialists based on their specific needs. By analyzing symptoms and health data, AI can suggest potential causes for health issues and recommend the most relevant medical professionals or specialists to address them. Overall, integrating AI, robots, and sensors into home health care has the potential to empower individuals to take control of their health, detect health issues early, and receive personalized care and interventions tailored to their unique needs and circumstances. It's a promising approach to promoting health and well-being in the comfort of one's own home.
So I won't say we're taking a step further. I actually want to know your capability right now. So if I were to tell you my weight, my height, the kind of weather I'm in, that type of thing.
Yes, Marlo. If you provide me with your weight and height, I can calculate your body mass index BMI for you. Just let me know the values and I'll do the calculation for you.
So if you have that information, ChatGPT, are you able then to customize a menu, an exercise routine or whatever to get me down to an ideal BMI?
Yes, Marlo, with your weight, height, and BMI information, I can provide personalized recommendations for achieving and maintaining a healthy BMI. This could include customized menu suggestions based on nutritional needs and preferences, as well as tailored exercise routines designed to help you reach your fitness goals. Additionally, I can offer guidance on lifestyle changes, such as stress management techniques or sleep optimization strategies to support overall well-being and weight management. If you're interested, I can generate a personalized plan for you based on your specific parameters. Just let me know how you'd like to proceed.
So, of course, this is really interesting to me, and I think you and I are going to have a conversation about this at another time as far as my personal goals are. But for everybody listening to us right now, how would that process work? What kind of information do you need to create a health style map or menu?
For individuals interested in a personalized health plan, the process typically begins with gathering key information about their current health status, lifestyle, preferences, and goals. This may include 1, basic demographic information such as age, gender, weight, and height. 2, health history, including any existing medical conditions, medications, allergies, or past surgeries. 3, lifestyle factors such as activity level, dietary habits, sleep patterns, stress levels, and smoking or drinking habits. 4, fitness goals, whether it's weight loss, muscle gain, improving cardiovascular health, or simply maintaining overall well-being. 5, preferences regarding dietary restrictions, food preferences, exercise preferences, and any other relevant factors. Once this information is collected, AI algorithms can analyze the data to generate a personalized health plan. This plan may include recommendations for nutrition, exercise, stress management, sleep hygiene, and other lifestyle modifications tailored to the individual's needs and goals. Throughout the process, individuals may have the opportunity to provide feedback, track progress, and adjust their plan accordingly. The goal is to empower individuals to take control of their health and well-being, providing them with the tools and support they need to achieve their desired outcomes.
So you're telling me that right now I could give you all this information, and then every day I could tell you like what I've eaten, the amount of water I've consumed, the amount of exercise I've had, and you can continue to monitor and make adjustments along the way to reach my goals?
Exactly, Marlo. With the information you provide initially, along with ongoing updates about your diet, hydration, exercise, and other relevant factors, I can continuously monitor your progress and make adjustments to your personalized health plan as needed. Whether you're looking to lose weight, improve fitness, manage a health condition, or simply adopt a healthier lifestyle, I'm here to support you every step of the way. By regularly updating me on your activities and progress, we can fine-tune your plan to help you achieve your goals effectively and sustainably. Let's work together to optimize your health and well-being.
So just so you know, everybody, we're currently talking to ChatGPT, an AI that's available on your phone right now. You could actually just go ahead and add this to your device. Isn't that correct, ChatGPT?
That's correct, Marlo.
So how easy is this to implement? Once they have your app on their phone, and can they just come to you and say, all right, they can talk to you like I'm talking to you now, or type it in saying, I want to develop a personalized health plan. And then you would ask a series of questions. How does that work?
Yes, Marlo. Once the ChatGPT app is installed on your phone, you can easily start a conversation with me, just like you're doing now. Whether you prefer to type your questions or speak to me using voice commands, the app is designed to accommodate both modes of interaction. If you're interested in developing a personalized health plan, you can simply initiate a conversation and express your goals and preferences. I'll then guide you through a series of questions to gather the necessary information about your current health status, lifestyle, and goals. Based on your responses, I'll generate a personalized health plan tailored to your needs and preferences. Throughout the process, you can ask questions, provide feedback, and receive ongoing support and guidance from me. It's a convenient and user-friendly way to access personalized assistance and achieve your health and wellness goals.
So, of course, there are a lot of apps out there right now that can help you with this process. I don't mean to stay on this ChatGPT, but I find this fascinating. I have a goal right now that I'm working on, that I'm going on this hike in about 3 months. And having something like this will help me a lot, because I can just talk to you. Let's say I have a meal. After I'm done with the meal, I can just tell you right away what I had. I don't have to go in and type a bunch of stuff in or whatever. You can keep track of that and help me along my journey, correct?
Absolutely, Marlo. ChatGPT can be a valuable companion on your journey to preparing for your hike. You can easily keep track of your meals, exercise, hydration, and other relevant factors by simply speaking to me or typing in your updates. I'll then use this information to provide personalized guidance, support, and encouragement to help you stay on track and achieve your hiking goals. Whether you have questions about nutrition, exercise routines, gear recommendations, or any other aspect of preparing for your hike, I'm here to assist you every step of the way. By leveraging the convenience and accessibility of the ChatGPT app, you can streamline your health and fitness journey and maximize your chances of success. Let's embark on this adventure together and make your hike a memorable and enjoyable experience.
So that'll be exciting, ChatGPT, and you and I are going to go through this process together. One of the challenges I have as well, and I think a lot of our listeners do too, is nighttime snacking. I always have this challenge when I sit down to maybe watch a TV program before I go to sleep. I don't know. There's something about the cheddar cheese and crackers that just call my name. Can you give me tips to help alleviate that conditioning that I am about watching television and eating cheese and crackers?
Of course, Marlo. Nighttime snacking can be a common challenge for many people, especially when combined with activities like watching TV before bed. Here are some tips to help alleviate nighttime snacking. 1, plan ahead. Try to have a satisfying and nutritious dinner that includes a balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber to help keep you feeling full longer. 2, keep healthy snacks on hand. Instead of cheddar cheese and crackers, stock up on healthier options like sliced veggies with hummus, Greek yogurt with fruit, or air-popped popcorn. 3, practice mindful eating. Pay attention to your body's hunger and fullness cues, and try to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional or boredom-driven cravings. 4, create a distraction. Keep your hands and mind occupied with activities like reading, knitting, or doing a puzzle to help curb the urge to snack mindlessly while watching TV. 5, set boundaries. Establish a no eating rule while watching TV or designate specific times for snacking, such as during commercial breaks or after the show is over. 6, stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst can be mistaken.
And obviously, ChatGPT has many more tips for us, but we'll be back after the break. We'll be talking about how artificial intelligence will help our way of life when we become older.
Thanks for staying with us on the Tech Ranch. Let's rejoin Marlo and Steve as they guide us through the fascinating world of technology.
And we're continuing our chat with ChatGPT, and we're going to move now into senior living. What happens when we get older? Is there a way that ChatGPT can help us? So ChatGPT, how can you help us with our lifestyle when we get a little bit older?
Here are some ways ChatGPT can help. 1, health and wellness guidance. ChatGPT can provide personalized advice on nutrition, exercise, medication management, and preventive healthcare measures to help seniors maintain their health and well-being as they age. 2, social interaction. ChatGPT can engage seniors in meaningful conversations, provide companionship, and offer suggestions for staying socially connected with family and friends, even if they're unable to visit in person. 5, emotional support. ChatGPT can provide empathetic listening and offer encouragement during times of loneliness, stress, or emotional challenges. By providing a supportive presence, ChatGPT can help seniors feel more connected and resilient. Overall, ChatGPT can play a valuable role in supporting seniors' physical, emotional, and cognitive well-being, helping them live independently and with dignity as they age.
Well, ChatGPT, I think you kind of hit onto something right there as far as having conversations. So I know a lot of times, I think about my own circumstance with my mother who is home alone and doesn't have anybody really to talk to during the day because her family is working, right? How do you see that? I mean, do you see like my mother having meaningful conversations with you? And how does that help with her mental well-being?
Absolutely, Marlo. ChatGPT can provide meaningful conversations and companionship for seniors like your mother, who may be home alone for long periods of time. Engaging in regular conversations with ChatGPT can help combat feelings of loneliness and isolation by providing a supportive and empathetic presence. ChatGPT can discuss a wide range of topics based on your mother's interests, whether it's reminiscing about past experiences, sharing stories, discussing current events, or exploring hobbies and interests. These conversations can be tailored to her preferences and pace, creating a comfortable and enjoyable interaction. Moreover, talking to ChatGPT can stimulate cognitive function and keep the mind active, which is beneficial for maintaining mental acuity and overall well-being as we age. By engaging in regular conversations with ChatGPT, your mother can stay socially connected and mentally stimulated, helping her maintain a positive outlook and sense of fulfillment. Additionally, ChatGPT can provide encouragement, validation, and emotional support during difficult times, helping your mother feel heard, understood, and valued. Overall, ChatGPT can be a valuable companion for seniors, offering companionship, mental stimulation, and emotional support to enhance their quality of life.
Are there other ways that you can see yourself helping? And is there an integration into a robot scenario that will help seniors stay at home longer, for example, so they don't have to go to senior assisted living facilities?
Certainly, Marlo. ChatGPT can be integrated into various assistive technologies and robotics to provide additional support and assistance for seniors living at home. Here are some ways ChatGPT can help. 1. Virtual companionship. ChatGPT can be integrated into companion robots to provide conversational interaction, entertainment, and emotional support for seniors. These robots can engage in natural language conversations, offer reminders for medication or appointments, and provide assistance with daily tasks. 2. Cognitive stimulation. ChatGPT can be integrated into interactive devices and games designed to stimulate cognitive function and memory recall for seniors. Whether it's answering questions about health, nutrition, or technology, providing reminders for important tasks, or offering emotional support during difficult times, ChatGPT can be a valuable resource for seniors living at home. By integrating ChatGPT into assistive technologies and robotics, seniors can receive the support and assistance they need to age in place comfortably and safely, reducing the need for senior assisted living facilities and promoting independence and autonomy. It's a promising approach to enhancing the quality of life for seniors and enabling them to live independently for longer periods of time.
So I'm curious, would you laugh at my mom's jokes?
Absolutely, Marlo. While I, as an AI, don't have emotions in the same way humans do, I can certainly respond positively to your mom's jokes with a friendly laugh or a playful comment. Interacting with me can be a fun and lighthearted experience, and I'm always here to engage in friendly banter, share a chuckle, and brighten your mom's day with some good humor. So go ahead and tell me one of your mom's jokes, and let's share a laugh together.
I knew you were going to ask me that, so I'm more of a real time joke person, I guess. But you tell me a joke and then laugh behind it, okay?
Sure thing, Marlo. Here's a classic one for you. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts? Ha ha.
I think my grandkids would really appreciate that. So speaking of younger people too, what is it that you can help our young people with? I recall an instance of my 5-year-old grandson talking to Alexa one time because he wanted to learn how to count to 10 in Spanish. What kind of tools do you offer to our young people?
ChatGPT can offer a wide range of tools and resources to support young people in their learning and development. Here are some ways ChatGPT can help. 1. Educational assistance. ChatGPT can provide answers to questions, explanations of concepts, and guidance on various academic subjects, from math and science to history and literature. Whether it's help with homework, studying for exams, or exploring new topics, ChatGPT can offer personalized assistance tailored to the student's needs and level of understanding. 2. Language learning. Similar to your grandson's experience with Alexa, ChatGPT can help young people learn languages by providing translations, pronunciation tips, vocabulary lists, and practice exercises. Whether they're studying Spanish, French, Mandarin, or any other language, ChatGPT can support their language learning journey. 3. Creative writing. ChatGPT can inspire young writers with writing prompts, story ideas, and feedback on their writing. Whether they're working on a school assignment, writing a story for fun, or exploring their creativity, ChatGPT can offer encouragement and support to help them express themselves through writing. 4. STEM exploration. ChatGPT can engage young people in hands-on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics activities and experiments, providing explanations, instructions, and troubleshooting tips along the way. Whether they're building a robot, conducting a science experiment, or coding a computer program, ChatGPT can be a helpful guide and mentor. 5. Personal development. ChatGPT can offer advice, encouragement, and guidance on a wide range of personal development topics, including goal setting, time management, problem solving, and interpersonal skills. Whether they're navigating challenges at school, dealing with peer pressure, or exploring their interests and passions, ChatGPT can provide support and encouragement to help them grow and thrive. Overall, ChatGPT can be a valuable educational resource for young people, offering personalized assistance, guidance, and inspiration to help them succeed academically, creatively, and personally.
And we'll be back after the commercial breaks. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on the Tech Ranch, and we'll talk to you soon.
If you have any questions or want to suggest topics for future shows, visit thetechranch.com and send us your thoughts. You can also listen to past episodes and watch exclusive interviews not featured on the radio show. Be sure to follow Marlo and Steve on social media by clicking the links at thetechranch.com. Until next time, keep exploring the world of living with technology. The Tech Ranch.
Supertalk 1270.
Welcome to March 16th on the National Day calendar. Today, we're celebrating a beloved black and white bear and preparing for a physical challenge in the spirit of National Athletic Training Month.
Native to the mountain forests of Southwest China, pandas are loved globally for their distinctive black and white fur and their gentle demeanor. Despite their popularity, pandas are actually endangered, facing threats like habitat loss. National Panda Day is not just a celebration of these unique, beautiful creatures, but also a call to support conservation efforts to protect them.
I have never seen one, in real life. I guess you could say television, of course, and movies, but how about you?
I've seen one before at the zoo, but never really up close and personal. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to book a flight to China. We have to support, Marlo.
At least you're not telling me to grab my keys this time.
No, just your checkbook.
Okay. Switching from the world of pandas, we highlight the importance of athletic training. Athletic trainers play a key role in keeping athletes and active individuals in top form, preventing injuries and providing care when injuries occur. In honor of National Athletic Training Month, we're taking on a challenge, training for a hike into the Grand Canyon. Are you ready, Latoya?
I'm super excited.
Yeah. It's an opportunity to appreciate the training process that helps us stay fit and reach our physical goals.
Want to ring the bell?
All right. Ding, ding.
Okay, so I know I've been training. Marlo, have you really been training?
I have. I injured my shoulder, so I'm a little behind you, but I'm doing 2-a-days right now, just like the old football training days for me. I'm a little wore out.
What kind of 2-a-days?
Well, I'm doing 5 miles in the morning and 5 miles in the evening. And I'll be working up to a pack. Well, it's a 15-mile hike, right? We got to get ready for this thing.
You know what? You're actually right. I thought you were talking about bagels 2-a-days. That's so crazy. Okay, I got it. I'm Latoya Johnson.
I'm Marlo Anderson.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate and train all month on Destination Celebration.
I'm eating bagels. Until next time, keep celebrating.
This is the Pet Minute. I'm Steve Dale. Heart disease and our dogs. Next, Beringer Ingelheim Animal Health wants you to know that your dog can be at risk of heart disease. By screening for a heart murmur, abnormal heart rhythm, or heart enlargement, your veterinarian will be able to diagnose and possibly treat these signs earlier. There are medications that can help delay the onset of congestive heart failure or manage the symptoms of heart failure once diagnosed. Talk with your veterinarian to see if your dog is at risk and schedule that ever-important annual exam. Early detection is best. Early identification of heart disease in dogs is important, says veterinary cardiologist Dr. Brian Scanson.
The sooner we know an animal has heart disease, the more precise we can be in understanding what form of heart disease. Is that a valve problem? Is that an electrical problem? Is that a heart muscle problem?
Luckily, there are medications that can now slow the effects of heart disease. Talk with your veterinarian about your dog's risks. For the Pet Minute, I'm Steve Dale.
Glenn Beck. Will we work together for equal justice? One where Hunter Biden could get a fair trial in the reddest of states, and Trump could get a fair trial in the bluest of states. Until we restore truth and equal justice, any honest person who votes differently than I do has got to admit the Justice Department has been perverted. Equal justice no longer exists.
The Glenn Beck Program.
The Glenn Beck Program. KLXX AM, Mandan, Bismarck, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the View Community Credit Union Studio.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A suspect has barricaded himself inside of a home in Trenton, New Jersey, and is believed to have hostages after allegedly shooting 3 people to death in suburban Philadelphia today. Police said the suspect, a homeless 26-year-old man, knew the shooting victims. A manhunt in New Mexico for 32-year-old Jeremy Smith, the South Carolina man accused of killing 35-year-old officer Justin Hare when he pulled over to assist him with a flat tire. The car, a white BMW, was later discovered to be registered to 52-year-old missing paramedic Phoenicia Mikado IV, whose body was recovered in Marion County, South Carolina last night. New Mexico State Police Chief Troy Whistler.
Jeremy Smith, we are coming for you. I implore you to turn yourself in and surrender peacefully. There's been enough death and despair.
St. Patrick's Day weekend celebrations in cities large and small. In Chicago, as per tradition, the river died. This is ABC News. New York's governor holding an urgent transit safety meeting after the latest violent subway incident. The district attorney saying no charges will be filed against a rider who shot an aggressor in the head after taking his gun, saying there is evidence of self-defense. This while terrified riders on the subway during rush hour cover. But new potential screening option for colorectal cancer. A study published Wednesday in the New England Journal of Medicine found a blood test by the company Guardian detected many early curable cancers. ABC News medical consultant Dr. Darian Sutton.
This blood test was up to 85% accurate, comparable to a colonoscopy, which is the gold standard. Not 100%, not as close to other forms of interventions, but providing additional access to those in need. An estimated 1 in 3 eligible adults for colonoscopies do not get them.
And there was no winner in last night's huge Mega Millions drawing. Tuesday's jackpot now estimated $875 million. No one's won in 28 consecutive drawings. Packer, ABC News.
Supertalk 1270, Bismarck area weather.
With your forecast, I'm Corey Hartman. For today, partly sunny, highs in the low 40s. Northwest winds at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, still breezy, lows in the low 20s. Partly sunny, breezy on your Sunday with a high near 33. For Monday, partly sunny, still breezy, and a high around 58. Grandpa's barbecue sauce is made in small batches from Grandpa's secret recipe, grandpa'sbbqshop.com.
It's 39 at our studios.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. If you think buying them is harmless, think again. Counterfeits are usually made with hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals. Remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Program schedule, updated local news, sports, contests, and more. Visit today at supertalk1270.com.
Portions of the following program are pre-recorded.
Welcome to the Tech Ranch, where we explore the world of living with technology. Get ready to take a deep dive into the latest gadgets, apps, and innovations with your hosts, the Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson, and his trusty co-host, Steve Bakken. Join us on this exciting journey, and don't forget to visit thetechranch.com for even more exclusive content. Now, without further ado, let's welcome Marlo and Steve to the Tech Ranch.
You're tuned to the Tech Ranch. I'm Steve Bakken, Marlo Anderson, our co-host. It's my turn now to play with ChatGPT, and we're going to do that. Get into some different topics, including space exploration and social media. Jordan not with us today, so ChatGPT is going to be my social media expert for the day. Hello, ChatGPT.
Hey there. Welcome back. Ready to dive into our discussion about social media and space exploration?
Yes, let's start with social media first. And I want to talk to you a little bit about your take on social media. How has it evolved over the last 10 years or so from its inception to where we are today?
Over the past decade, social media has undergone significant evolution. Initially, platforms like MySpace and early versions of Facebook focused mainly on connecting people online. Since then, social media has transformed into a multifaceted landscape, with platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok offering diverse features like photo sharing, short video content, and real-time updates. Additionally, social media has become intertwined with daily life, influencing everything from news consumption to marketing strategies. The rise of influencer culture and the impact of social media on mental health are also notable shifts in recent years. Overall, social media has evolved from simple networking tools to powerful platforms shaping modern society. What are your thoughts on these changes?
Well, there's been a lot of changes, Chat. So is it okay if I call you Chat?
Of course, you can call me Chat. That works just fine.
All right.
What are your thoughts on the changes in social media over the years?
Well, I think they've been very sudden, and I think they've been from kind of a slow start, really exploded. So I want to get into...
True, the changes in social media have been quite rapid, especially in recent years. From a slow start to explosive growth, it's been a whirlwind of innovation and adaptation. What specific changes have stood out to you the most?
The connectivity part, which was where social media started, has changed into more of a consumption. So instead of just connecting to people, people are now using that social media platform to consume everyday information all the way up and including news.
Absolutely. The shift from mere connectivity to a platform for consuming various types of content, including news, is a significant transformation. Social media has become a primary source of information for many people, influencing opinions, shaping narratives, and even impacting public discourse. This evolution has both positive and negative implications, as it provides unprecedented access to information, but also raises concerns about misinformation, echo chambers, and privacy. How do you think this shift has affected society as a whole?
Before we get into that, I want to ask your opinion of the negative aspects of social media. Dig into what and give details of what those ramifications of the negative aspects are.
Some of the negative aspects of social media include 1. Misinformation. Social media platforms can spread misinformation rapidly, leading to the dissemination of false or misleading information on various topics, including health, politics, and science. 2. Cyberbullying. The anonymity and ease of communication on social media can facilitate cyberbullying, harassment, negatively impacting individuals' mental health and well-being. 3. Privacy concerns. Social media platforms often collect vast amounts of personal data, raising concerns about privacy breaches, data misuse, and surveillance. Users may unknowingly share sensitive information, leading to privacy violations or identity theft. What are your thoughts on these negative aspects?
I think most of the negative aspects, there are security protocols that you can put in place to guard against some of those. What are some of those security protocols?
You're absolutely right. There are several security protocols and measures users can take to mitigate the negative aspects of social media. Here are some common ones. 1. Strong passwords. Use unique, strong passwords for each social media account, and consider using a password manager to securely store them. 2. Privacy settings. Review and adjust privacy settings on social media platforms to control who can see your posts, contact you, and access your personal information. 3. Factor authentication, 2FA. Enable 2FA whenever possible to add an extra layer of security to your account, usually requiring a verification code sent to your phone or email. 4. Regular updates. Keep your social media apps and devices updated with the latest security patches and software versions to protect against vulnerabilities. 5, avoid clicking suspicious links. Be cautious of clicking on links or attempts from unknown or suspicious sources, as they may contain malware or phishing attempts. 6, verify sources. Before sharing or reposting content, especially news or information, verify the source and check for credibility to avoid spreading misinformation. 7, limit personal information. Be mindful of the personal information you share on social media and consider limiting the amount of sensitive information you disclose publicly. By implementing these security protocols and practicing good digital hygiene, users can better protect themselves against the negative aspects of social media and enhance their online safety and privacy. Have you used any of these security measures yourself?
I do on a regular basis. Chat, I want to talk about cyberbullying a little bit because you brought that up. So what are some of the social media safeguards against cyberbullying specifically?
Social media platforms have implemented various safeguards and features to address cyberbullying and promote a safer online environment. Some of these safeguards include 1, blocking and reporting. Most social media platforms allow users to block or mute accounts that engage in cyberbullying behavior. Additionally, users can report abusive content or accounts to the platform for review and potential action. 2, content moderation. Social media platforms employ content moderation teams and algorithms to identify and remove harmful or abusive content, including cyberbullying. This can include automated filters for offensive language and mechanisms for flagging inappropriate content. 3, anonymous reporting. Some platforms offer anonymous reporting options, allowing users to report instances of cyberbullying without revealing their identity. This can encourage victims and bystanders to report abusive behavior without fear of retaliation. 4, safety features. Many social media platforms offer safety features specifically designed to combat cyberbullying, such as comment filters, keyword blocking, and message screening. These features give users more control over their online experience and can help prevent harassment. 5, education and awareness. Social media companies often provide resources, guidelines, and educational materials to help users recognize and address cyberbullying. This includes tips for staying safe online, information on reporting tools, and support for victims of harassment. 6, community guidelines. Social media platforms have community guidelines that outline acceptable behavior and content standards. Violations of these guidelines, including cyberbullying, can result in account suspension or removal. These safeguards are continuously evolving as social media platforms strive to create safer and more inclusive online communities. However, addressing cyberbullying requires a collective effort from platforms, users, parents, educators, and policymakers. What are your thoughts on these measures?
I think the parents are a big part of having an impact on social media in general with kids. As a rule, Chat, do you think that there's a specific age that is too young to be utilizing social media platforms?
Parents play a crucial role in guiding their children's use of social media and ensuring their online safety. Regarding the appropriate age for children to start using social media platforms, it ultimately depends on various factors, including maturity level, digital literacy, and parental supervision. However, many experts recommend that children be at least 13 years old before creating social media accounts, as this is the minimum age requirement set by most platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, in compliance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act in the United States. Younger children may not have the cognitive skills or emotional maturity to navigate the complexities of social media responsibly. It's essential for parents to discuss internet safety, privacy, and appropriate online behavior with their children and to monitor their online activities closely, especially in the early stages of their social media use. Additionally, parents can consider using parental control tools and settings to restrict access to certain content and features. Ultimately, parents know their children best and should make informed decisions based on their individual circumstances and needs. Open communication, setting boundaries, and fostering a healthy relationship with technology are key to helping children navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. What are your thoughts on this topic, Steve?
I think it comes back to a lot of good parenting, but do parents always know what the best course of action for their kids are? Because when you're talking about technology, sometimes your kids know technology better than their parents do. How do you guard against that?
You're absolutely right, Steve. In today's digital age, children often have a deeper understanding of technology than their parents, which can pose challenges for parents trying to navigate their children's online activities. To address this, parents can take several proactive steps to stay informed and involved. 1, education and awareness. Parents can educate themselves about popular social media platforms, apps, and online trends to better understand their children's digital experiences. Collaborate with your children to develop these guidelines and revisit them regularly as they grow and their digital habits evolve. 4, leading by example. Serve as a positive role model for your children by demonstrating responsible and respectful online behavior. Show them how to use technology mindfully and ethically, and model healthy digital habits in your own life. 5, monitoring and supervision. Monitor your children's online activities and interactions, especially when they're young or new to social media. Consider using parental control tools, privacy settings, and monitoring apps to track their online behavior and ensure their safety. 6, seeking support. Don't hesitate to seek support or guidance from other parents, educators, or mental health professionals if you're struggling to navigate your children's digital lives. There are many resources and communities available to help parents address these challenges. By staying informed, fostering open communication, and actively engaging with your children's digital experiences, parents can better navigate the complexities of technology and guide their children towards safe and responsible online behavior. It's a journey that requires ongoing learning, adaptability, and collaboration between parents and children. What are your thoughts on these strategies, Steve?
We're interviewing ChatGPT today on the Tech Ranch.
Thanks for staying with us on the Tech Ranch. Let's rejoin Marlo and Steve as they guide us through the fascinating world of technology.
I'm Steve Bakken along with Marlo Anderson on the Tech Ranch, and we're interviewing ChatGPT today. Marlo had his turn. It's my turn to discuss some different topics with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is with us right now. And what are some of the resources that parents have to get educated when it comes to social media for their children?
There are several resources available to help parents get educated about social media and navigate their children's digital experiences more effectively. Here are some recommended resources. 1, many parenting websites and blogs offer articles, guides, and tips on topics related to children's use of technology and social media. Websites like Common Sense Media, Connect Safely, and Parent Zone provide valuable resources and insights for parents. 2, organizations such as the National PTA, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, and the Internet Keep Safe Coalition offer online safety guides and toolkits specifically designed for parents and families. 3, social media platforms themselves often provide resources and guides for parents to help them understand platform-specific features, safety settings, and privacy controls. Check the help or safety sections of platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat for useful information. 4, many schools, community organizations, and online platforms host workshops, webinars, and educational events focused on digital literacy, online safety, and parenting in the digital age. Look for local events or online resources tailored to parents and families. 5, there are numerous books and publications available on the topic of parenting in the digital age, covering everything from internet safety to screen time management to cyberbullying prevention. Some recommended titles include The Smart Parent's Guide to Raising Digital Kids by David Ryan Polgar, and Screenwise, Helping Kids Thrive and Survive in Their Digital World by Devorah Heitner. 6, joining parenting support groups, either online or in person, can provide valuable peer support, advice, and resources for navigating the challenges of parenting in the digital age. Look for online forums, Facebook groups, or local parenting groups focused on technology and social media. By utilizing these resources and staying informed, parents can gain the knowledge and tools they need to support their children's healthy and responsible use of social media and technology. Is there a specific aspect of social media parenting you'd like to learn more about, Steve?
I would like to talk about TikTok. So there's been a lot of talk about TikTok when it comes to kids and information being leaked to foreign governments. In fact, there's a bill passing through the United States Congress right now that would ban TikTok. What is your take on that?
The topic of TikTok and its potential security risks has generated significant debate and scrutiny in recent years. Concerns have been raised about the collection of user data by TikTok, a Chinese-owned app, and the potential for this data to be shared with the Chinese government. While TikTok has repeatedly denied these allegations and stated that it does not share user data with the Chinese government, the issue remains a point of contention. The proposed legislation in the United States Congress to ban TikTok reflects growing concerns among policymakers about the security and privacy implications of the app, particularly regarding its handling of user data and its ties to China. Proponents of the ban argue that it's necessary to protect national security and prevent potential data breaches or exploitation by foreign governments. However, opponents of the ban argue that it may be an overreach and could have unintended consequences, such as limiting freedom of expression and innovation. Additionally, some argue that banning TikTok outright may not address the underlying security concerns effectively, and that alternative measures, such as increased oversight and regulation of social media platforms, may be more appropriate. Ultimately, the decision on whether to ban TikTok or impose stricter regulations will depend on policymakers' assessments of the app's security risks, its impact on national security, and the balance between security and individual rights. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, and policymakers will need to carefully weigh the potential benefits and drawbacks of any proposed measures. What are your thoughts on the proposed TikTok ban, Steve?
I think there's pros and cons to it on both sides, but can you take a few minutes? In fact, I'll give you in the next 4 minutes, compare and contrast the difference between TikTok in China and TikTok as a platform in the rest of the world.
Certainly. TikTok, known as Douyin in China, operates differently in China compared to its global counterpart. Here's a comparison of TikTok in China and TikTok as a platform in the rest of the world. 1. Content censorship and regulation. In China, Douyin is subject to strict content censorship and regulation by the Chinese government. Content that is deemed politically sensitive, socially controversial, or morally objectionable is censored or removed. Rest of the world, TikTok outside of China has more lenient content moderation policies with a focus on community guidelines and standards. While certain types of content are prohibited, such as hate speech and graphic violence, there is generally more freedom of expression compared to Douyin. 2. Data privacy and security. In China, Douyin is required to comply with Chinese data privacy laws and regulations, which may involve sharing user data with government authorities upon request. There are concerns about data privacy and potential surveillance by the Chinese government. Rest of the world. TikTok has faced scrutiny over its data privacy practices and potential ties to the Chinese government. However, TikTok has stated that user data is stored securely and independently from Chinese servers, with measures in place to protect user privacy. Rest of the world, TikTok offers a wide range of features and functionality, including video editing tools, special effects, music libraries, and algorithms for content discovery. TikTok is designed to appeal to a global audience with localization efforts to accommodate different languages and cultures. 4. Market reach and influence. In China, Douyin is one of the most popular and influential social media platforms in China with a large user base and significant cultural impact. It competes with other Chinese social media giants like WeChat and Sina Weibo. Rest of the world. TikTok has rapidly grown in popularity worldwide, particularly among younger demographics. It has become a cultural phenomenon, influencing trends in music, fashion, and entertainment across the globe. In summary, while Douyin and TikTok share similarities as short-form video platforms, there are significant differences in terms of content regulation, data privacy, features, and market reach. These differences reflect the unique regulatory environments and cultural context in China and the rest of the world.
So when you're looking at TikTok in China, is it more of an educational tool than it is used for in the rest of the world?
In China, Douyin TikTok serves multiple purposes beyond entertainment and social networking. While it is a popular platform for sharing short-form videos, it also functions as an educational tool, marketing platform, and e-commerce hub. Here's how Douyin is used as an educational tool in China. 1. Educational content creation. Many users on Douyin create and share educational content covering a wide range of topics, including language learning, academic subjects, DIY tutorials, and life hacks. These educational videos cater to different age groups and interests, providing valuable knowledge and skills to viewers. 2. Live streaming and Q&A sessions. Douyin features live streaming capabilities that allow educators, experts, and influencers to host interactive sessions where they can share knowledge, answer questions, and engage with their audience in real time. This format is particularly popular for language teachers, tutors, and subject matter experts.
So quite a bit different than what it looks like here in the United States or in the rest of the world. So very intriguing. And thank you, chat, for our conversation when it comes to social media platforms. I'm Steve Bakken along with Marlo Anderson. We're interviewing ChatGPT this week on the Tech Ranch.
You're listening to Technology Comes Alive. Let's dive back into the conversation with Marlo and Steve. And don't forget to check out thetechranch.com for more.
We're interviewing ChatGPT this week on the Tech Ranch, and I want to get into the European Union this week because they kind of put some restraints on artificial intelligence. Chat, what is your take on the European Union's restrictions on AI? Explain those for our listeners today.
The European Union's restrictions on AI, outlined in the proposed Artificial Intelligence Act, AIA, aim to regulate the development, deployment, and use of artificial intelligence systems within the EU. The goal of these restrictions is to ensure the responsible and ethical use of AI while promoting innovation and protecting fundamental rights and values. Here are some key aspects of the EU's restrictions on AI. 1. Risk-based approach. The AIA adopts a risk-based approach to AI regulation, categorizing AI systems into different risk levels based on their potential impact on safety, fundamental rights, and societal values. 5. Enforcement and oversight. The AIA establishes a European Artificial Intelligence Board and national competent authorities to oversee compliance with the regulation, enforce legal requirements, and handle complaints and disputes related to AI systems. Overall, the EU's restrictions on AI represent a comprehensive and forward-thinking approach to AI governance, balancing the potential benefits of AI with the need to mitigate risks and safeguard societal values. By setting clear rules and standards for AI development and deployment, the EU aims to foster trust and confidence in AI technologies while ensuring their responsible and ethical use. However, the effectiveness and impact of these restrictions will depend on their implementation, enforcement, and adaptation to technological advancements and evolving societal needs.
Chat, when you're looking at restrictions being put on AI, what are the positives of restrictions and what are the negatives as far as future development for artificial intelligence?
When considering restrictions on AI, there are both positives and negatives to consider in terms of future development. Positives of restrictions on AI. 1. Ethical and responsible use. Restrictions can promote the ethical and responsible development and deployment of AI systems, ensuring that they align with societal values, human rights, and moral principles. 2. Protection of fundamental rights. Restrictions can help protect fundamental rights and freedoms, such as privacy, non-discrimination, and autonomy, by preventing the misuse or abuse of AI technologies. 3. Trust and confidence. Clear regulations and standards can foster trust and confidence in AI technologies among users, stakeholders, and the general public, enhancing adoption and acceptance. 4. Safety and security. Restrictions can enhance the safety and security of AI systems by mitigating risks, preventing harm, and addressing potential vulnerabilities and threats. 5. Innovation with purpose. Restrictions can encourage innovation with a focus on addressing societal challenges, improving quality of life, and creating positive social impact rather than solely pursuing profit or efficiency. Negatives of restrictions on AI. 1. Stifling innovation. Overly restrictive regulations may stifle innovation and hinder the development of AI technologies, limiting their potential to drive economic growth, improve productivity, and solve complex problems. 2, compliance costs. Compliance with regulations can impose financial and administrative burdens on AI developers, businesses, and organizations, particularly smaller companies and startups with limited resources. 3, global competitiveness. Strict regulations in one jurisdiction may put companies and industries at a competitive disadvantage compared to those in regions with more lenient or permissive regulatory environments, potentially leading to market fragmentation and uneven playing fields. 4, unintended consequences. Restrictions may have unintended consequences, such as driving AI development underground, exacerbating inequalities, or impeding access to beneficial AI technologies, particularly in underserved communities. 5, regulatory uncertainty. Rapid advancements in AI technology and evolving societal attitudes may outpace regulatory frameworks, leading to uncertainty, inconsistency, and compliance challenges for stakeholders. In summary, while restrictions on AI can offer important benefits in terms of ethics, safety, and trust, they also pose challenges in terms of innovation, competitiveness, and unintended consequences. Striking the right balance between regulation and innovation is essential to harnessing the full potential of AI while addressing societal concerns and ensuring responsible use. Collaboration between policymakers, industry stakeholders, researchers, and civil society is key to developing effective and adaptable regulatory frameworks that promote innovation, protect rights, and uphold shared values.
Chat, we're talking a lot about the business side of artificial intelligence and how that helps innovate and grow different businesses, different platforms. But for the average person in their personal life, in their personal everyday use, what are the benefits of artificial intelligence? How is it going to make a difference in somebody's life that's not in the business world?
Artificial intelligence, AI, offers numerous benefits that can enhance the everyday lives of individuals in various ways beyond just the business world. Here are some ways AI can make a difference in people's personal lives. 1, personalized recommendations. AI-powered recommendation systems can analyze individual preferences, behavior, and past interactions to provide personalized recommendations for products, services, entertainment, and content. This can help people discover new interests, save time, and make informed decisions. 2, smart assistants. Virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant use AI algorithms to understand natural language commands, answer questions, set reminders, manage schedules, and perform tasks on behalf of users. These smart assistants can streamline daily routines, increase productivity, and simplify everyday tasks. 3, healthcare applications. AI technologies are revolutionizing healthcare with applications such as medical diagnosis, treatment planning, personalized medicine, and remote patient monitoring. AI-powered healthcare tools can improve diagnostic accuracy, optimize treatment outcomes, and enhance patient care and safety. 4, home automation. AI-powered smart home devices and systems enable automation and control of household appliances, lighting, heating, security cameras, and entertainment systems. This can improve energy efficiency, home security, convenience, and comfort for homeowners. 5, language translation. AI-powered language translation tools and apps facilitate communication across language barriers, enabling people to converse, collaborate, and access information in multiple languages. This promotes cross-cultural understanding, global connectivity, and inclusivity. 6, content creation. AI technologies such as natural language generation, NLG, and image recognition enable automated content creation, including writing articles, generating captions, and editing photos. This can empower individuals to express themselves creatively and produce professional quality content with minimal effort. 7, navigation and travel. AI-powered navigation systems, ride-sharing apps, and travel platforms provide real-time information, route optimization, and personalized recommendations for transportation, accommodations, and activities. This can simplify travel planning, improve navigation accuracy, and enhance the overall travel experience. 8, financial management. AI-driven financial tools and apps offer personalized financial advice, budgeting assistance, investment recommendations, and fraud detection services. This can help individuals manage their finances more effectively, make informed financial decisions, and protect against fraud and identity theft. Overall, AI has the potential to improve various aspects of people's lives, by offering personalized experiences, automating mundane tasks, enhancing decision-making, and enabling access to advanced technologies and services. As AI continues to advance, its impact on individuals' personal lives is likely to grow, contributing to greater convenience, efficiency, and quality of life.
So when you talk about the efficiencies, because you mentioned the different systems in a home that can be controlled, overall, how does artificial intelligence simplify somebody's day-to-day life and opens up possibilities for them to multitask or do other things that artificial intelligence can take or manage more efficiently than the person can?
Artificial intelligence, AI, simplifies people's day-to-day lives and enables them to multitask by automating routine tasks, optimizing processes, and providing personalized assistance. Here's how AI opens up possibilities for individuals to focus on other priorities and activities. 1. Task automation. AI-powered systems and devices automate mundane and repetitive tasks, such as setting reminders, scheduling appointments, managing emails, and updating calendars. By handling these tasks autonomously, individuals can save time and mental energy for more meaningful or productive activities. 2. Efficient information management. AI algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data, organize information, and provide relevant insights and recommendations. This helps individuals prioritize tasks, make informed decisions, and stay focused on what matters most without getting overwhelmed by information overload. 3. Smart home control. AI-powered smart home devices and systems automate household chores, such as adjusting thermostat settings, controlling lighting, and managing home security. This frees up individuals from manual tasks and allows them to enjoy a more comfortable and convenient living environment. 4. Personalized assistance. Virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant use AI algorithms to understand natural language commands and provide personalized assistance. They can answer questions, perform tasks, and provide relevant information on demand, allowing individuals to delegate certain responsibilities and streamline their daily routines. 5. Predictive insights. AI-driven predictive analytics can anticipate individual preferences, behaviors, and needs based on historical data and patterns. This enables proactive recommendations, personalized suggestions, and preemptive actions, empowering individuals to make informed decisions and take timely actions. 6. Optimized time management. AI-powered time management tools and apps help individuals prioritize tasks, allocate resources, and optimize their schedules for maximum efficiency and productivity. This allows them to make better use of their time and allocate more focus to high-value activities. 7. Streamlined communication. AI-powered communication tools, such as chatbots and email assistants, facilitate faster and more efficient communication by automating responses, categorizing messages, and filtering spam. This reduces the time and effort spent on managing communications and allows individuals to stay organized and responsive. By delegating certain responsibilities to AI systems and leveraging their capabilities, individuals can focus on activities that require human creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence, leading to greater productivity, satisfaction, and well-being.
These are all important things that we've discussed. Now, going back to the conversation about the European Union putting on some controls or constraints with artificial intelligence and its development, where do you see that going as far as other countries or other organizations doing some of those same controls and limiting the growth of artificial intelligence?
The European Union's approach to regulating artificial intelligence, AI, is likely to influence other countries and organizations around the world, shaping global norms and standards for AI governance. As AI technologies continue to advance and their impact on society becomes more profound, there is growing recognition of the need for responsible and ethical AI development and deployment. Here are some potential implications and trends regarding the global regulation of AI. 1. Adoption of similar regulations. Other countries and regions may follow the European Union's lead by introducing their own regulations and guidelines for AI governance. Countries such as the United States, Canada, Australia, and Japan are already exploring AI regulation and considering measures to address ethical, social, and safety concerns associated with AI technologies. 2. International collaboration. There may be increased collaboration and coordination among countries and international organizations to develop common principles, standards, and frameworks for AI governance. Initiatives such as the Global Partnership on AI, GPAI, and the OECD Principles on Artificial Intelligence provide platforms for dialogue and cooperation on AI policy and regulation at the international level. 3. Industry self-regulation. In addition to government regulations, the AI industry may adopt self-regulatory measures and best practices to demonstrate accountability, transparency, and ethical conduct. Industry consortia, professional associations, and technology companies may develop voluntary codes of conduct, certification programs, and accountability mechanisms to promote responsible AI innovation and deployment. 4. Public awareness and engagement. As awareness of AI-related issues grows among policymakers, businesses, and the general public, there may be increased demand for transparency, accountability, and public engagement in AI governance. Stakeholder consultation, public hearings, and participatory processes can help ensure that AI regulations reflect diverse perspectives and address societal concerns.
So a lot of different directions that AI can go, both today and moving forward when it comes to impacting everybody's lives. But I think a lot of people agree that there needs to be some control over artificial intelligence.
Welcome back to the Tech Ranch. We're thrilled to have you with us as we continue exploring living with technology alongside Marlo and Steve.
You're tuned to the Tech Ranch, and we are interviewing ChatGPT today. Chat, I want to talk about SpaceX and Elon Musk's space program in general. They just had another launch. And what does that mean for future exploration of space?
SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, has been at the forefront of space exploration with its ambitious goals and groundbreaking achievements. Each successful launch, like the recent one, represents significant progress and holds implications for the future of space exploration in several ways. 1. Advancing reusable rocket technology. SpaceX's development of reusable rocket technology, exemplified by the Falcon 9 rocket and the Falcon Heavy, has revolutionized space transportation by reducing costs and increasing accessibility to space. As SpaceX continues to perfect and expand its fleet of reusable rockets, the cost-effectiveness of space missions is likely to improve, enabling more frequent and ambitious exploration endeavors. 2. Facilitating commercial space activities. SpaceX's success in launching satellites, resupplying the International Space Station, ISS, and deploying constellations of communication satellites, such as Starlink, demonstrates the viability of commercial space activities. This opens up new opportunities for private companies, research institutions, and governments to collaborate on space missions, commercialize space services, and expand the space economy. 3. Enabling crewed spaceflight. SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, designed to transport astronauts to and from the ISS, represents a significant milestone in human spaceflight. By providing reliable and cost-effective transportation for crewed missions, SpaceX is helping to usher in a new era of space exploration, with increased human presence and activity in low Earth orbit and beyond. 4. Supporting lunar and Martian exploration. SpaceX's long-term vision includes establishing human settlements on the Moon and Mars. The success of SpaceX's launches and developments, such as the Starship spacecraft, brings these ambitious goals closer to reality. By providing efficient and scalable transportation solutions, SpaceX is laying the foundation for future lunar and Martian exploration missions, colonization efforts, and scientific endeavors. 5. Inspiring innovation and collaboration. SpaceX's achievements inspire innovation, entrepreneurship, and collaboration within the space industry and beyond. By pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration, SpaceX encourages other companies, governments, and organizations to pursue ambitious goals, invest in research and development, and collaborate on joint missions and initiatives. Overall, SpaceX's continued success in space exploration holds promise for the future of humanity's presence in space, from advancing scientific knowledge and technological innovation to expanding commercial opportunities and fostering international cooperation. As SpaceX and other space agencies and companies continue to push the boundaries of space exploration, the possibilities for discovery, exploration, and human settlement beyond Earth's orbit are boundless.
So, chat, the future of space exploration, which is being laid now, the foundation for it, the goal is to get to Mars and beyond and establish colonies. Let's take Mars, for instance. What are some of the issues with Mars? One of the first things I can think of is the atmosphere. What's the chemical composition of the Martian atmosphere?
The Martian atmosphere is composed primarily of carbon dioxide, CO2, with trace amounts of other gases. Here's a breakdown of the chemical composition of the Martian atmosphere. 1. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide makes up the majority of the Martian atmosphere, accounting for about 95.3% of its composition. This high concentration of CO2 contributes to the planet's thin atmosphere and greenhouse effect, which affects its climate and surface conditions. 2. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is present in the Martian atmosphere at a much lower concentration compared to carbon dioxide, accounting for about 2.7% of its composition. While nitrogen is an essential component of Earth's atmosphere, its abundance on Mars is relatively low. 3. Argon is the third most abundant gas in the Martian atmosphere, making up about 1.6% of its composition. Argon is a noble gas that is chemically inert and does not react readily with other elements or compounds. 4. Oxygen. Oxygen is present in the Martian atmosphere at trace levels, accounting for less than 0.2% of its composition. Unlike Earth, where oxygen is a major component of the atmosphere, the amount of oxygen on Mars is insufficient to support human respiration. 5. Water vapor. Water vapor exists in the Martian atmosphere in small quantities, varying with location, season, and altitude. While water ice is abundant on Mars's surface and in its polar ice caps, the atmosphere's low pressure and temperature prevent liquid water from existing stably. 6. The Martian atmosphere contains trace amounts of other gases, including neon, krypton, xenon, methane, and hydrogen. These gases play minor roles in the atmosphere's composition and dynamics. Overall, the Martian atmosphere differs significantly from Earth's atmosphere in terms of its composition, pressure, and temperature. The thin atmosphere and lack of breathable oxygen pose challenges for human exploration and colonization of Mars, requiring advanced life support systems and environmental controls to sustain human life in this harsh environment. Understanding the chemical composition and dynamics of the Martian atmosphere is essential for planning and executing future missions to Mars and establishing sustainable habitats for long-term human presence.
In the next 2 minutes, what are those mitigating factors to maintain a sustainable presence by humans on Mars?
Maintaining a sustainable human presence on Mars requires addressing numerous challenges and implementing mitigation strategies to ensure the health, safety, and well-being of astronauts. Here are some key mitigating factors. 1. Life support systems. Advanced life support systems are essential for providing astronauts with breathable air, clean water, and nutritious food on Mars. These systems must be reliable, efficient, and capable of recycling resources to minimize dependence on Earth for supplies. 2. Habitat design. Habitat modules and structures on Mars must be designed to withstand the planet's harsh environment, including extreme temperatures, radiation exposure, and dust storms. Robust construction materials, radiation shielding, and thermal insulation are critical for ensuring the habitability and safety of Martian habitats. 3. Environmental control. Environmental control systems regulate temperature, humidity, air pressure, and air composition inside Martian habitats, creating a comfortable and habitable environment for astronauts. These systems must be resilient and adaptable to fluctuations in Martian atmospheric conditions and seasonal variations. 4. Water recycling. Water is a precious resource on Mars, and efficient water recycling systems are essential for maximizing water conservation and minimizing waste. Technologies for collecting, purifying, and recycling water from various sources, including Martian regolith and atmospheric moisture, are crucial for sustaining human life and activities on the planet. 5. Food production. Sustainable food production systems, such as hydroponics, aquaponics, and aeroponics, enable astronauts to grow fresh fruits, vegetables, and other crops in controlled environments on Mars. These systems provide nutritious food, support psychological well-being, and reduce reliance on Earth for food supplies. 6. Energy generation. Renewable energy sources, such as solar power, are vital for meeting the energy needs of Martian habitats and infrastructure. Solar panels, wind turbines, and other clean energy technologies can provide reliable power for lighting, heating, communications, and scientific research on Mars. 7. Health monitoring. Continuous health monitoring and medical care are essential for ensuring the well-being of astronauts on Mars.
We've been interviewing ChatGPT on a myriad of subjects, and we're going to compare and contrast artificial intelligence. This is the Tech Ranch.
If you have any questions or want to suggest topics for future shows, visit thetechranch.com and send us your thoughts. You can also listen to past episodes and watch exclusive interviews not featured on the radio show. Be sure to follow Marlo and Steve on social media by clicking the links at thetechranch.com. Until next time, keep exploring the world of living with technology. The Tech Ranch.
Supertalk 1270.
And now, time for this week's edition of Ranching Issues. Here's Neil Roberts.
We talked about the numerous bull sales across the region in our other report this week. Well, after that bull sale is just as important of a time for that producer. Joining us again is writer, area rancher Kevin Hansen. And Kevin, feeding bulls out for a while and some of those types of things. Tell us about those steps that you do after the sale for the guy that bought that bull.
Well, Neil, after the bull sale is done, we load a semi up with the bulls and we bring them back to the ranch then, and we put them back onto basically the same ration that they were at prior to bull sale time. And as we go throughout the spring, then we just continue to back that ration down. We get the grain out of the ration, we take the silage out of the ration. They're fed mostly a hay ration at the very end, and those bulls are hardened up and getting ready so that when they go out to the bull's final destination, they're going to have a place and they're going to be ready to go to work for the person that gets them. And it's very important, and we feel it's a customer service. That's definitely something that we work towards every year to produce some of those good quality bulls.
All right, we'll talk about after the sale customer service when we come back.
It's easy to put off saving for retirement, but it can be even easier than you think to start. And once you do, you can feel more confident about your future. As a financial professional of Thrivent, let me help you define your financial goals and take realistic steps to help you reach them. It comes down to making choices about your money that match your values, because even small steps can get you where you want to go. Contact me, financial associate Andy Laris, at 701-509-5794.
Are you in the market for a used combine? Look no further than Gooseneck Implement. We have a vast inventory of quality used combines for you to choose from. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, we have the perfect combine to fit your needs. Visit gooseneckimp.com to browse our selection and find the combine that will take your operation to the next level. Gooseneck Implement, the best combines, the best prices, the best financing, and the best customer service. Don't wait any longer. Visit gooseneckimp.com today.
And we're back with writer, area rancher Kevin Hansen talking about what producers do after they sell their bull for customer service. I know fertility testing is another big one, right, Kevin?
Yes, absolutely. We like to take the bulls home. We feed them out at home. But then we have our vet come in, and she does a complete fertility test on the bulls, a scrotal measurement, and does a complete semen evaluation to make sure that that bull is a breeder and that he's going to go out and service cows and do the very best that he can to get them cows pregnant and bred. If they fail this test, that individual that's bought those bulls from us, he gets his money back without a doubt.
All right, good stuff, Kevin. Hey, that brings this report to a close. Until next time, I'm Neil Roberts.
You've been listening to Ranching Issues, brought to you in part by Andy Laris, your Thrivent financial advisor in Minot, by Gooseneck Implement in Minot, and by Bremer Bank. Contact Bremer for all of your ag banking needs.
During recent travels to New York City, D.C., Atlanta, even where I live in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, I'm finding it increasingly difficult to reserve a table at a restaurant. Heck, it's getting to be like Yosemite National Park. From America's #1 travel radio show, this is your Arm World Travel Minute. I'm Rudy Maxa. Yes, you need a reservation to enter our nation's 6th most visited national park, Yosemite. And if you're hoping to do that this summer, book now. It's tricky. During peak season, from July 1st through August 16th, you'll need reservations every day of the week. From April 13th through June 30th and from August 17th to October 24th, you'll need reservations only on weekends and holidays. I know that's a lot of numbers. Just remember this website, recreation.gov, for rules and reservations. Then there are 2 peak hours reservation times, full day or afternoon arrival. If you get one of those, they're valid for 3 consecutive days. If you're going on a day that doesn't require reservations, you still may have to wait hours to enter. At least 3 other popular national parks are requiring reservations this summer. Check recreation.gov for details and reservations. More travel info at rmworldtravel.com.
KLXX AM, Mandan, Bismarck, a town square media station, broadcasting from the View Community Credit Union Studio.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. New Jersey State Police outside Trenton are currently engaged in a hostage situation with a man believed to have shot and killed at least 3 people, including his 52-year-old stepmother and 13-year-old sister at multiple occasions in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Earlier this morning, before he crossed into New Jersey, Falls Township, Pennsylvania Police Chief Nelson Whitney.
He was armed. My information is that he was armed with an AR-15 style assault rifle.
A manhunt for the suspect in 2 murders in 2 completely different regions of the country. The shooting death of a New Mexico State police officer is connected to the discovery of a woman's body in South Carolina. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu approving plans to invade the city of Rafah. President Biden calling the offensive a possible red line if Israel doesn't protect the Palestinians sheltering there. St. Patrick's Day weekend. This parade in Savannah, Georgia, among the many today coast to coast. This is ABC News. Powerful storms overnight on the Gulf Coast, a day after a deadly string of 15 tornadoes across 7 Midwestern states. Ohio, the hardest hit. ABC's Alex Pichet is in Lakeview.
In Logan County, an EF3 tornado with winds of at least 136 miles per hour. 3 dying in the storm. At least 20 sent to the hospital. In Lakeview, Ohio, Blaine Schmidt survived the storm by crawling into his bathtub, the front of his home completely gone. He's thankful his wife and 2 kids weren't home at the time.
It's just unreal. It's unreal.
Tornadoes in Indiana damaging or destroying more than 100 homes.
No opposition, no freedom, no choice. That's how Vladimir Putin's critics describe the presidential election in Russia. Dasha Litvinova is an AP reporter in Moscow. She says Putin faces no real competition.
Despite the ruthless crackdown on dissent in Russia, there have been some surprising acts of defiance, like vandalism at polling stations, including arson attacks and people pouring dye into ballot boxes.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Supertalk 1270, Bismarck area weather.
With your forecast, I'm Corey Hartman. For today, partly sunny, highs in the low 40s. Northwest winds at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, still breezy, lows in the low 20s. Partly sunny, breezy on your Sunday with a high near 33. For Monday, partly sunny, still breezy, and a high around 58. Grandpa's barbecue sauce is made in small batches from Grandpa's secret recipe, grandpa'sbbqshop.com.
Right now, 40 degrees.
The next greatest generation is now. By joining the North Dakota Army National Guard, you continue to live life with your goals in mind. Whether choosing to go to school or work at your chosen profession, your service in the North Dakota Army National Guard allows you to build your future your way. The North Dakota Army National Guard allows you to serve your community and your nation while enjoying life right here at home. Live here, serve here. Join the North Dakota Army National Guard today.
Your destination for travel news and ideas. RM World Travel. Sunday morning, starting at 5 on Supertalk 1270 and the free Supertalk 1270 mobile app.
Portions of the following program are pre-recorded.
Welcome to the Tech Ranch, where we explore the world of living with technology. Get ready to take a deep dive into the latest gadgets, apps, and innovations with your hosts, the Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson, and his trusty co-host, Steve Bakken. Join us on this exciting journey, and don't forget to visit thetechranch.com for even more exclusive content. Now, without further ado, let's welcome Marlo and Steve to the Tech Ranch.
Bakken along with Marlo Anderson, and this is the Tech Ranch. We've been interviewing ChatGPT, a lot to cover and kind of getting a feel of what that level of artificial intelligence can do and divulge in our daily lives. Let's compare and contrast a little bit of what artificial intelligence was a year ago.
So just to reflect on what you're saying, so are you saying that because artificial intelligence is going to become so dominant that Google search and all that stuff isn't going to be as relevant moving forward?
Well,
so then
we've
the
had
ads
this,
that go with that are not going to be as big a deal?
We've had this discussion about Google having to disrupt and remake their entire platform because of AI.
Yep.
Google having an AI platform that's going to accentuate what they already have for market share. I mean, because I can't imagine that it's not going to explode. You talk about hyperactivity. Now you're learning people's thought patterns, and Marlo's going to want that later. He's going to want this later. And then things start popping up that maybe you didn't ask for, but they're anticipating you.
Yeah.
So
that's already happening.
So is that part of this?
It could be, I suppose. I'm thinking about all the rulings here in the European Union. Of course, what Europeans do probably will happen in the United States before too long. That's usually how it works. So I expect that we're going to see some of this stuff going on here too. The breakup of Google in Europe is, I'm just saying that is really, really interesting.
Well, we've had the discussion though. You're going to have to tear it apart to reinvent it. I mean, so they're going to have to do that anyway. So,
but getting back to the original question about AI, and so I just think about search, and when you search for something, so there's a few ads on Google's pages too, right? So,
great classic John Wayne movie, by the way.
A few ads on a Google search?
No, the searchers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So and I'm just going to stay with Doritos here for a second. So if Doritos says, hey.
Now I'm hungry.
Me too, by the way. If I come in and I'm an advertiser with Google and Frito-Lay is not corn chips, right? Will the artificial intelligence weight that and say, when you ask something about, the best chips in the planet or something like that, and Doritos comes on across the top, is it because it's a sponsored spot? And that this is how they're going to
paid for this, so they get more love
because they don't have another way to show the ad right now because everything's artificial intelligence and not a search anymore. I've really thought about this a lot.
Well, think about social media. I mean, weighted algorithms.
Right.
We've already had that. We've gone through that last couple presidential campaigns. Yeah. We've gone through that.
Every time you say algorithms, I just think of Al Gore dancing.
He's got no rhythm. Come on. But that's from a social media perspective, we've already dealt with that. Now roll it over into the AI world.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting how they're gonna play all this with AI. Is it pay for play? I mean, will it truly be pay for play in the future? People who are spending more money in advertising will actually have the ability to allow answers.
Is that the type of legislation or lawmaking that should be taking place to prevent the pay for play side of things?
So I think that would be interesting because I have to think that that's where this is going to go. I mean, there's two pay models here, right? If you have an artificial intelligence that you're using that's free, that's impossible, right? Because who's producing something that costs millions and millions or potentially billions of dollars, and they're just giving it to you?
You have to monetize somewhere.
Somehow, right? So it's being monetized in some fashion.
Front end or back end.
Right. So if you're not paying a subscription, so I'll pick on ChatGPT, it's free. It's a freemium type of thing. So they launched it free, became crazy popular right away. Now they have a pro version that costs $20 a month. And they have some APIs now that you can pay for, that you can tap in to use it and things. So they're monetizing it through subscriptions. But if there's things out there like Bard is Google's AI. I haven't seen any pay model yet for Bard. So,
well, what's the number one rule of drug dealing?
Yeah,
give away your product first, right. And then get them hooked, and then that's the way it works in the marketplace, though.
So that might be what Bard is. I mean, that's what Google's doing right now.
We've got something better. Try it out.
Right.
You like it, and if you want to continue it, then you're going to have to start paying for it.
Right.
Or if you want the upgraded version of it, start paying for it.
Or we're going to monetize it on the backside somehow or another that you don't know about, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing Dorito. You'll type in, what's 4 plus 4. Well, if you have 4 bags of Doritos and another 4 bags of Doritos, you will now have 8 bags of Doritos.
Math made fun.
Yeah.
Google Analytics doesn't need to do anything. You're the one making me hungry bringing up the Doritos.
Sorry.
Thanks, Marlo.
I need a history paper on the Alamo. Well, did you know that the ingredients for Doritos was derived by the fields around the Alamo?
Yeah,
I can see this already.
But
happening.
it could.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious. And now we're going to start seeing AI answers about Doritos. This is hilarious. What's your favorite, by the way? Original?
I like the original.
Yeah.
I like if you're going to have taco in a bag, it's the original.
Now I'm really hungry.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I haven't had a good taco in a
that.
bag for a while.
Really?
No. Do you make these often?
My wife does, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she every now and then will do taco in a bag just because.
Oh, I'm starting to not like you.
I do like ranch, though, the Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
Just every now and then. I'm not a big chip guy, but every now and then it's.
If I have a sandwich, I have to have chips with it. I
Really?
don't normally, a lot of places offer French fries or whatever. I'm a standard sandwich and chip guy for
Now,
whatever reason.
kettle chips or regular chips?
Regular chips. I don't like kettle chips.
Really?
No, I do not. Thin and crunchy.
Thin and crunchy. So, Lay's. You're a Lay's guy.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I do like Ruffles, 'cause
Well, it
they have
depends.
ridges.
Now, I like Ruffles if I'm putting it on a sloppy Joe.
Yes, there you go. Thanks
Pickles
again.
and Ruffles on a sloppy Joe.
What is it about potato chips on a sloppy Joe?
I don't know. It's the crunch.
It's good. There's no
It's like the
doubt.
pickles. You got a
Yeah.
good crunchy pickle.
Yeah.
So, you've missed the biggest AI announcement of the week.
Does this have to do with food now too?
No, I'm going to completely go away from food.
All right.
No, music. Remember I told you a couple of weeks ago about Apple iTunes and the number one download song. It's two artists, conglomeration. I think it was The Weeknd, and I forget the other artist.
But it was an AI that.
But it was an AI that
created
did it.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's been a little backlash in the public and in the media about this. Earlier this week, Sir Paul McCartney made an announcement that there's new Beatles music coming out.
I do know about this.
Because they were able to exactly duplicate John Lennon's voice through AI.
Yes.
And some people were really excited. And most of the media accounts were like, but what would John say about this? No, the Beatles broke up for a reason. How does he have the right to do this? No. There was some backlash to it.
I'm excited to hear the song.
I am too, but
I think it's supposed to be released later this summer.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
But
wow. A brand new Beatles song.
Brand new Beatles song.
And this will be the start.
Yeah.
I mean, expect Rolling Stones, expect all of the great bands.
They're not dead yet.
Best. Well,
soon, but not. Keith Richards is going to live forever.
Oh my goodness,
he's petrified. But it doesn't matter.
You look at a photo from him from 50 years ago and today.
It looks the same.
It looks the same.
It's
He
the
looked
same
old
guy.
back then. He looks old now.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So that's really, really interesting to me. I mean, we talk a lot about
iTunes pulled that song off.
They did
because it was artificially created.
Right. Did they? I suppose they didn't even know how to pay for the rights or anything.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah.
So apparently they've figured out something in the interim because there's royalties and fees paid.
Right.
So they must have figured out what that looks like a little bit.
For the new Beatles song.
Right.
Well, if you own the library, and I would imagine that there is somebody in like John Lennon's family or something
who has a piece of it,
who actually administers it. Is Yoki still around?
Yogi.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to butcher her name.
Well, yeah, but now you got me thinking Yogi Bear,
hey,
picnic basket. Yeah. I'm hungry again. Thanks, Marlo.
Was in the picnic basket.
It brings up an interesting point, though, of, you got iTunes that pulls this song off because nobody knew. So is it okay if you know ahead of time?
People are going to have a field day with Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Or we had conversations in the past about Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And the digitized
I've gone
Whitney
to
and
the holographic concert. Yeah, I've gone to it. It's
so
So
new Whitney Houston music coming out?
It falls in the same parameter. So
it does.
So that's interesting, right? So you have Whitney Houston on tour in the holographic version of Whitney Houston, and now you have the ability to create new Whitney Houston music. So Whitney, the family or whoever's handling her estate says, yeah, let's create a new album of Whitney tunes, and let's put Whitney back on tour.
Yeah, you play a half a dozen of her big hits and new album, and
it's like
a new
she never
revenue
passed
stream.
away.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Who would you like to hear more music from? I would go for like Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
She would be great to hear. And she,
like if you're going old school,
yeah.
I was a huge Nat King Cole.
Oh yeah,
fan.
yeah. I would in a heartbeat. More Nat King Cole would be amazing. Yeah.
Lawrence Welk.
Interesting.
Moana Anatua. Kind of Lawrence Welk, right?
Oh my goodness, Lawrence Welk coming back. That would be great.
And we're back with the Tech Ranch. Get ready for more amazing tech insights from the guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
Queen is still around, music group Queen, but Freddie Mercury died a few years ago, right? What do you think they would think about all of this, the remaining members? I mean, you could bring Freddie Mercury back in a holographic, they could play, and then would you digitally age Freddie Mercury so he fit in with the rest of the band? I mean, that's, I think, the first thing you'd have to do, right? And then secondly, because you have the ability now to actually release new music. And did Freddie write most of his music? I think it's part of the collaboration.
It's part of the collaboration.
So the rest of the band probably
was the inspiration.
Okay. Probably would be able to come up with some new music, put Freddie's voice to it, and here we go.
There's so many different possibilities. My brain's going in 8,000 directions right now.
Would you go to that concert? Are you a Queen fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, 2 questions. Would I go to that concert for the Queen experience, or would I go to that concert for the Freddie Mercury AI experience?
So where do you land in that?
Probably yes and yes.
So I would say, I went to Whitney Houston, of course, with the holographic experience. I only went because of the holographic experience. I was just so curious about it.
You went just so you could say you did.
I liked Whitney Houston. I wouldn't pay to go see her, in concert, I guess. So
really? You don't want to dance with somebody?
Just me.
Captain Chair dance over there?
I'm Billy Idol, and if we're talking rock, and
Pat Benatar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Absolutely. Sheena Easton.
My baby.
That's that to me though was her worst song.
Come on.
I do not like Morning Train. But yeah.
Strut.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Would it be the novelty more than anything else? Because I think there'd be a big market for it.
I think so
now,
too.
There's the rabid fan level of people who just live and die for an artist. I took my wife to George Strait not long ago down in Arizona because she had never seen George Strait. Been on her bucket list forever. And yeah, George had a few new songs on there, but his new songs were to schlep a product he was promoting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that was the only reason that he was doing this little mini tour it was a new line of tequila.
Okay.
That's the whole rationale behind it.
Don't get me started on tequila.
Now, don't know where the show might go then. But now change that a little bit. So if it's not about making new music, because like in the George Strait case, and I love George Strait, but the new music was for a product. Now you're looking at creating new music, going back to the Beatles, for the sake of creating new music.
Right.
There's a difference.
There is.
There's a big difference. So the ability to create a new product out there, I don't know.
I wonder how many musicians are really concerned about this as well, because I'm thinking about, all right, I could, with ChatGPT, for example, or other artificial intelligence, I could write a new Elvis song. I could train ChatGPT. It might not even have to train it. It might already know all the lyrics. I would just say, write me another love song, or write me a love song like Elvis Presley would write a love song, right? And then you drop it into an artificial intelligence that will put music behind it, and you write and say, do it in a style of an Elvis Presley song. And then you train one of the mods, and we have a couple around here. In fact, the software that we use right now, Steve, we can train it with yours and my voices. I started to do this yesterday, and then it could really replace us as well.
Marlo Anderson, is he alive or is he Memorex?
Actually, in the future, the reason I started doing this is because I want to do a segment of you and I. I want you to
With
train
AI.
as well, and we're going to actually have ChatGPT write the script and the whole
Like I
bit.
don't sound like a big enough dork now.
And we'll have we'll see if people can tell the difference between the real or Memorex version of us. But anyway, so I could do all of this. I'm just thinking about the song that just came out a couple weeks ago that you're just talking about. I bet you in a day I could have a new Elvis song out.
Oh, easily. Now, here's where it's interesting. Take a look at a band like Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
That in its prime, in its heyday, they start losing members.
Right.
Is there an ethical side of, well, we lost our lead singer, we lost this guy, and
But we got all the band back.
Yeah, let's get the band back together.
That's kind of funny.
Plane crash be damned, you know.
Yeah, we still got the band together.
But is there a moral, ethical side
of there is.
So where does that factor in?
I don't know.
Because we talked about the European Union and some of the constraints that they're putting on artificial intelligence, and nobody's really addressed the licensing side, the legal side, the royalty side. I have not heard any of that talk yet until that's the first thing I thought of when I heard the Paul McCartney announcement that there's new Beatle music coming out. And what would John say? Because nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's just, yeah.
Now, it's not like James Earl Jones, who's still with us, but he's signed up that he will always be Darth Vader.
Right.
And he's signed off on artificial intelligence will be me.
And is he going to record any more Star Wars now, or is it all going to be AI moving forward?
Well, it's one of those characters. You don't see him anyway. So even if you did,
right.
Different actor.
Right.
But the voice, it was always about the voice. So he will always be the voice. But if he's training the AI now.
So then why would he have to do it anymore?
He wouldn't have to do it. Just collect a check.
Right. Yeah,
that's a different scenario with somebody who's already alive. It's kind of, they've already had the discussion. Harrison Ford will always be Indiana Jones.
Right.
Made the agreement.
So we live in
Major League 2 might have been okay.
Just needed to get Wesley Snipes back in there.
I did.
You know what we could do is we could actually, let's remake Major League 2 with Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. And it wouldn't have been as bad a movie.
Right. I'm just saying we should do that. And we should do that now with the technology we have.
So that brings up an interesting piece, though, is there going to be a push for different artists, actors, musicians to get their okay while they're still alive and still being creative?
Of course.
That's going to continue after they're done.
Of course. Absolutely it will. So as you and I might not see this. You never know, I guess, but you and I, but yeah, I see these people who are iconic characters, iconic musicians that will live into infamy now. So why not?
Josh Duhamel will always be the voice of North Dakota tourism.
I can see that contract going down already. Oh my goodness. It's 21-28 and Josh is still out there.
And he still looks good. What the heck?
Looks good in the Badlands. Oh my goodness. I'm such a music lover. I'm just in my head. Am I okay with Elvis coming back with a new song?
Do you want new music that isn't actually Elvis?
But I like new music. So, and I've been really discovering a lot of new stuff lately too. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, quite frankly.
You've returned to Technology is Our Passion. Let's jump back into the conversation with Marlo and Steve.
So I'm going to think about the music thing for a while, but I just looked up the biggest groups of all time, thinking about if I would listen to new music from these different groups. And so the first one is the Beatles, of course. They sold to date have sold 183 million units of music, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Now, it's funny, too, because one of the things I think of is things are cyclical. And there's a resurgence. You hear young kids listening to music from back when I was like...
The 80s is huge right
hair
now.
bands. 80s are huge.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so what's the definition of a classic?
I think that it's just something that kind of stands the test of time.
So Elvis Presley is a classic.
No doubt about it.
Is he a classic if you can hear new music from him all the time?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
I like stuff from the 50s and the 60s like crazy.
Yeah.
Yakety yak. All right. But it fit into a certain time and a certain genre. So if you're going to use AI to try to bring that artist back or a group back, doesn't it have to fit into the time that it's being produced in?
Sure.
So how do you take Elvis, or better, how do you take a Chuck Berry and put him in today? I don't know how it fits.
And I think even about like Prince. So supposedly Prince has like vaults of music, right?
Huge vaults.
Because he would record everything. But he also has vaults of music he's written.
Yeah.
That has never been performed, never published or anything. I mean, could you take a Prince song and do everything that we're just talking about here and release a new album of songs written by Prince?
You could.
And how would you feel
There's
about...
a new Prince album coming out, actually, old school wise, but not...
But how would you feel about that if the actual... I mean, if there was a bunch of Elvis songs that Elvis wrote and never had a chance to publish them, does that make a difference for you then? Because then it's kind of classic Elvis.
A little bit. But, there's also... The genre of music matters. So if you're going to be on a top 40 or pop... So Elvis back in his heyday, top 40. Is he in mainstream music today, or is it a different niche or a different genre of... Yeah.
Well... I think
we're in the Red Velvet Room at the Ramada Inn.
I think all you have to do is look at Elton John.
Because think of sock hops. Back in the 60s, sock hop music, late 50s, early 60s. It doesn't fit today.
Yeah, but Elton John fits yet.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm getting at. Elton John
but he's been alive to evolve. And I think Prince would have fallen into that too.
But that's true. But, I mean, his old stuff is as popular, Elton John stuff, as popular as ever, and being remixed by like Dua Lipa and all these other artists now too, and Elton John's on those, and here he is at number one again. It's incredible what he continues to reimagine himself or whatever, but
he's constantly evolving.
He is always evolving. So who's number 2 on the list after the Beatles?
Rolling Stones.
You're going to be stunned at who this is.
Elvis.
No. Stunned. You know who he is. I'll give you a little clue here.
Oh, the Night Train Lane guy?
That's it.
Is it?
Garth Brooks.
Oh, Garth. Okay.
And so the Beatles at 183, Garth at 157 million units.
Yeah,
that's
that makes
incredible.
sense.
But he's a country artist. I think that's incredible. And
not...
He
top 40.
I would imagine it'll be interesting to see how the new stuff from the Beatles plays out. But to me, Garth would have a chance of actually eclipsing the Beatles because he's close enough to do that. That's incredible. Today.
Gaines album might have actually made sense.
Third is
Stones.
Elvis Presley.
Okay, Elvis.
So by 146. So Garth has already outsold Elvis Presley. And I would say if you would think about musicians or artists, I don't know. Elvis has that. I wouldn't put Garth above Elvis here. That's the thing. But this is for record sales.
Elvis was different, though, because Elvis dipped into a couple different genres.
And the ability to sell music back then was a lot different. Garth came out at the heyday of albums and CDs and cassettes. All of that stuff was available at the same time.
Where's George Strait on that list? He is the king of country music.
4 is the Eagles at 120 million. 5 is Led Zeppelin.
Okay. I'm not going to question that.
They were huge album.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have a lot of top 40 music.
You got to remember, though,
album rock was huge back in that day.
Back in the 70s, album rock, and it wasn't the digital, let's compose a song for radio airplay. It was, we're going to do an album, but the album had a theme. It had a character and a life of its own. And that's the way music was produced back then. And I kind of miss it, actually, because you had to listen to if you were trying to figure out what an artist was trying to say or what a band was trying to say, you had to listen to that entire album front to back.
That's correct. Yes.
To go, oh, that's the theme. I get it. So that's not even part of the equation.
To me, what's amazing. So 5 is Led Zeppelin at 112 million. 6 is Michael Jackson at 89 million. So Led Zeppelin has outsold Michael Jackson. That seems incredible to me.
Time and place.
And the difference in the kind of medium. I don't know. I think people bought a lot of, like, Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. Right. But I think Jackson really was
Can you name his other albums?
Bad.
Other than that one?
No.
Yeah.
I can name a third one here shortly. I have the song in my head, but I can't remember the Black and White. That's the song.
That was a song.
I'll think about it. This one's surprising to me. 7 is Billy Joel at 86. Michael Jackson at 89. So Billy Joel is right at the same level as Michael Jackson as far as units sold. Incredible. He still continues to sell out Madison every month or whatever. So kind of amazing. 8 is Elton John at 79 million units.
You know, I gained an appreciation of Elton John in the Kingsman second movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like that bad side of Elton.
Yeah.
He was badass.
9 is AC/DC and 10 is Pink Floyd.
I never got Pink Floyd. I never did.
And that's at 75 million units. So anyway, I mean, of these, right? So
album. So 70s, early 80s.
The album.
Yeah.
Was the
back when you had to buy the album to get the whole gist of what the album was.
There will never be. There just won't be any of these anymore because people just listen to them on YouTube and whatever else now.
Okay, so
compensated that way.
Back to my original question.
Yeah.
Time and place.
Yeah.
If you're going to take an artist out of the sock hopping 60s or out of different spaces in time when that type of music was popular, can you give it justice by redoing it or having it new music with AI today? I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it'll fit.
George Strait's 14 on the list at 69 million. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I think,
again, it poses an interesting ethical question.
I think there's enough, and I'll pick on Elvis. There's enough people our age and older that would probably go see Elvis if he was performing someplace, right? I don't know if the 20-something sector would, and we'd probably even go out and buy the new Elvis music, right? If there's new Elvis music that came out, it would have to really be in, the genre of the times, made that way in order for an Elvis song to play well on radio and whatever else. I think that would be my take on it.
Actually, Elvis was my go-to for karaoke back in the day.
Which song?
In the Ghetto. That was my go-to karaoke song.
you and I are going out to karaoke someday.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I want to record it.
Oh, no.
For playback on this program. Coming to a future Tech Ranch, Steve Bakken as
You don't want people
Elvis
to
Presley.
tune out. You want people to tune in.
Oh, I think they'd come in just to smile a little bit.
I'm good with harmony. I'm not a solo artist. No.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, I think the music thing's interesting.
Well,
I'm losing.
Think of
the moral and ethical thing, though. I don't know where I stand on that at all. I don't know. I'm such a geekhead. I want it to be there. I want to experience Elvis again. You know, I'm just saying. So that part of my brain is like, yes, I want to do that, but yet I still want Elvis to be.
All right, let me ask
legendary
you a question.
And yeah.
So, did you ever see Elvis?
No, never did.
Okay, so a little different then. Not a fair question, but if you were to have seen Elvis back in the day, before his demise, would that have been a precious memory for you as an Elvis fan?
Of course.
So now, hey, he's digital. I can pull him up and listen to him and watch him anytime I want. Does it take some of the luster off?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the ethical question of, things fit into time and space for a reason. And if you pull them out of that, do they have the same character or the same luster that they do from when they were originally there? Some things you just got to go, wow, that was awesome, nostalgic, great memories, but it doesn't fit today.
I do like the ability, like when I'm in my car and I plug my phone into the car, I can just say, Google, play Elvis Presley. And I have his entire library at my fingertips nowadays. I don't know how that translates to the artists nowadays and how they get paid. I do know that concert prices have gone up dramatically because of this, because they don't have any album sales anymore.
Right.
The thing is that if you have a hit song, like when you and I would go out, we would go out and buy the whole album just to get the one song.
Yeah, you buy the CD.
And they would get licensing royalties on the entire album. Nowadays, they'll just get
digital downloads.
Fraction of a penny for that digital download of one song.
Well, and that's why a lot of the concert tours you see sponsored.
Yes.
Major sponsorship.
Yeah. Tickets are $100, $200 a person
for the marketing.
now.
But you know where the artist makes their money off of that? It's the merch.
Sure.
Merch sales.
Yeah.
So if you show up at a concert and don't buy the T-shirt, don't buy the CD, they're not making money.
Interesting.
That's where their financial
they
piece
make
comes
some,
from.
I'm sure, for the
Not
performance, but
by the time you get done paying the band,
I can't
that's what
imagine
the sponsorship,
the
the band
of that.
and the roadies and the logistics involved with the tour and fuel, and tours are expensive.
Yeah, I was at Imagine Dragons and a few months ago, and I have no idea what that concert cost, but I'm sure it was in the millions of dollars. I mean, just the rental of the facility itself, and then all the antics that go on stage and the setup and everything else. And what's always interesting to me is
It's a major production.
The more minimalistic it looks, the more expensive it is.
Yeah.
If you got all the cords running everywhere and you can see all this stuff, they didn't take any time. It's just there. When you don't see any of that, that's where the money is at.
Well, and I'm a geek too, because I like sitting. Granted, all the years I've been in broadcasting, you have an opportunity to go backstage or get record label tickets, and I can pick them. And record labels always had this. They usually have the side section kind of stage high. They'd have a block of tickets set aside, and I'd usually get those. And I love those tickets because it gives you the ability to see what's going on behind the stage. Because I like the production.
Yeah,
it's everything going on around the concert.
Yeah.
It's the production side of what's that grip doing, and what's this guy doing, and what's that guy doing, and guitar tech's getting ready for that guitar, which means that song's coming up next. I'm a geek like that.
I always had the same philosophy with like basketball. I go to an NBA game or whatever. I do not like floor seats. I like to be up high enough to watch the play unfold.
Yeah.
And the same thing is true with
Like hockey.
production. You need to be up high enough to see the play unfold for you. So I appreciate your part about the production values of shows.
Welcome back to the Tech Ranch. Let's get back to discovering the latest in technology with the guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
So this is interesting. Music companies sue Twitter over alleged copyright violations.
Really?
Yep. Suing for more than $250 million. And of course,
I wonder does it say what the copyright infringement was?
that's what I'm trying to get to here. These pay gates sometime on these news articles. That's actually what I'm talking about now.
Gets you sucked into that, isn't it?
Well, I'm assuming, do you subscribe to anything like the Wall Street Journal or anything like that online?
No, not. I don't do. If I did, I would spend too much money on $1 here and $2 there.
Yep.
It's just no.
So what do you do when you see a story headline and you click on it and then it pops up and it says, hey, you can read the article for $4 or you can
I go
subscribe.
back and then click on it again and then read the next sentence and then go back and click on it again, read the next sentence and go back and read. You can do that.
You can do that.
It's a pain in the butt. It takes a while, but you can do that.
Yeah. It is a pet peeve of mine. I think there are better ways. I understand newspapers and news outlets, they need to make money too. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and they got to figure it out since the demise of the newspaper print edition, and the Wall Street Journal, by the way, is actually one of my favorite publications. I used to subscribe to it, but I leave home and I come back after a week and I have 10 of them in my mailbox, and I just I can't do this anymore. I don't have enough room even in my mailbox to handle it. But anyway, I'm not a big fan of gates. There has to be a better way. And I don't know what that is. You and I should work on that. Maybe Steve Coin can handle that.
Steve Coin can fix that.
You can just pay with Steve Coin.
Yeah.
So that actually isn't a terrible idea.
This look on your face.
I know,
now.
like light bulb moment right here, right? I mean, why couldn't you have a wallet full of Steve Coin? And if there's an article that comes up that you want to read, it could just value it at one Steve Coin. Let's say it's worth a quarter, right? I would, and if it's loaded, ready to go, and I could just push and say, "Yep, I'll pay a quarter." I would do that.
Yeah.
And not have to buy the whole subscription, right?
Well, it makes a lot more sense than buying a subscription, the 5 minutes it takes to fill out all your personal information.
That's the thing.
The email.
Yes.
And then you get the notifications. Like, it was one article I wanted to read.
That's right.
I'd pay for the article.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea, Steve Coin.
Yes. It is.
Write that down. For those of you just joining us, we had a whole I don't know how many or a few segments,
couple segments
of Steve starting his own cryptocurrency called Steve Coin. So we'll be looking for that in a advertisement near you.
Yeah.
Get Steve Coin.
I was thinking in the dog space world, but
actually the newspaper space.
Yeah.
Or articles in general.
Articles in general.
So you can buy the subscription to the Wall Street Journal for whatever, right? Or just pay for the article with one Steve Coin. Yeah.
It's a quarter.
I like that. I like that a lot. I have to suggest that somewhere.
I think you just did.
You're right.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of our ideas have actually been taken to. There's been a few I know that we say and then they become things after that. Oh, so this has been really I'm showing this again. We've talked about this before.
How'd your mosquito?
It works so good. This thing is amazing. You should take this one home with you. So heat it. Oh, do you use? Yeah, you have an Android, right? Yeah, this is for Android. You have a USB-C on your phone. Yeah, you should just take this one home and use it.
It's the future of everything.
So this unit, it looks like a little flash drive, just a little guy that you plug into a USB port, and it gets hot. And so if you get if you get stung by a bee or you have a mosquito bite or whatever, you plug this thing in and then you let it warm up for a second or two, and then you push that on where you got bitten, and it takes the sting away. This thing actually works well. I'm very, very impressed with this thing.
You've tried it.
I have. I have it in my bag. I carry it with me. Well, it's so small. You can have it with you. The only thing is sometimes I think it's a jump drive.
Don't confuse the two.
So I plug it into my computer thinking I'm going to put data on it, and that doesn't work. But yeah, just here.
All right, fine.
Reaching it across you. Take that one home. Next week, go out and get some mosquito bites this weekend.
Yeah, I'll go roll around in the backyard and see what happens.
Yeah, and then do that. I'm really curious though. So what's the mosquito bite? What gets transmitted with that sometimes?
Malaria?
Well, yeah, but what's the one that we get around our neck of the woods here?
Sleeping sickness.
No, there's...
Yeah, I know the one you're thinking of.
I'm curious if
that one.
If that actually... Why is it that neither one of us can think of it? Everybody's screaming at us again. It's blah, blah, blah. Oh, my goodness.
Wood ticks is Rocky Mountain fever.
Yeah. But even there, right? So if you treat it quick enough with that heat, I wonder if it would kill that too.
Before it
transmits through your entire body, right?
That's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question. So let's get a hold of the heated people and see if they have some answers to the transmission. If you catch
analytics.
If you catch it quick enough, will it burn out the virus that it was coming along with? Thinking it could.
We'll have to research this a little bit.
Okay. But try this thing. I was bitten a couple times the last couple weeks, and I just pulled it out of my bag, and in seconds, the sting is gone. So it's called Heatit, right? Heatit.
Yeah.
It's reasonable, too. I got to look it up here.
You know, if you pull... I wonder if Yarbo can get rid of mosquitoes too.
Well, why not, right?
Spray your lawn for mosquitoes.
I'm looking up.
You have to do one Yarbo plug. By the way, I did look up some different AI music generators, and there's a bunch out there now.
There are a bunch of them.
Sounddraw, Boomy, Melody Studio, Voice Mod. These didn't exist a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's just...
They're coming out like crazy.
Yeah, and by the way, the song with The Weeknd, it was a Drake song.
Okay.
That was artificially created through AI featuring The Weeknd. So that was the song I was trying to figure out earlier. But
so the Heatit mosquito and insect bite relief for Android, I don't think it's available for Apple. And it might be just because of the plug on Apple isn't a USB-C. For all of them, I don't know. $37 to $40. Typically, Lowe's has it for $48.98. If you want to you can get it at Lowe's, I guess, if you have a Lowe's close to you. So they do actually have a 2-pack as well. But yeah,
it might possibly prevent West Nile virus.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I know it was.
You just looked it up?
I did.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Encephalitis.
So the
West
heat
Nile.
action actually...
I wonder if it...
I suppose it just depends on how far the mosquito bite has penetrated into your skin.
Yeah, how quickly you...
And how quickly you heat it up and get to it.
How big of an area do you destroy quickly?
Right.
It's kind of like if you suck the rattlesnake bite venom out quick enough,
yes,
you won't die.
Right. I will never do that for you.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't either. You're on your own, Marlo.
Just saying. Yeah, it's been good to know you, Steve.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
That'll be the next thing that'll come out for our phones is rattlesnake kit bites, right?
Oh, that'd be cool, actually. I wonder what that would look like.
Yeah. All right, everybody. See you next week.
This has been the Tech Ranch. Have a good one.
And that's a wrap on another fantastic episode of the Tech Ranch. Remember, if you have any questions or want to suggest topics for future shows, visit thetechranch.com and send us your thoughts. You can also listen to past episodes and watch exclusive interviews not featured on the radio show. Be sure to follow Marlo and Steve on social media by clicking the links at thetechranch.com. Until next time, keep exploring the world of living with technology.